putting on here was Dank's video on the. Have you seen this at all on him reacting to Wolves in Finance?
No, I am like super behind on content
No, that's
because
fine.
today was supposed to be like I was supposed to work and I couldn't because I had the kids home for snow because it snowed every freaking day of this winter, I think.
Hmm.
And so then it was just chaos and,
Yeah,
chaos and Spider-Man costumes, and that was it.
well, I watch it, but I think you get a good idea of the video in like the first three,
Oh,
four
look who
minutes.
visited. Do you see?
Oh, how cute! Yes.
Hi.
What's up,
How
baby?
are you? How's it going, girlfriend? Look how big she is. Hold on. Come here.
Let's see.
Hi.
Oh my.
I say
How
hi.
cute. Say hi.
Look at her curly belly hairs.
Oh my goodness, how cute. My dog has that. Like it gets
You're a
so
good
long.
girl.
Okay, we have this one. Ellison was also caught up in Netanyahu case. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 with the Adelsons that Bibi is trying to avoid. Charlie talked about it in regard to protests in Israel. Oh, really? I didn't know the Adelsons was actually super tied to that. That's interesting. Okay, love that. You guys are the best. I love this comment section. All right, let's take a peek at Danks' video. I'm gonna share my screen. And we'll watch like the first few minutes because it gives you a good idea. And then I think this is some good stuff to talk about. It's all along this same vein.
Anything strange about this video? Kid is fat. There is this one of a man in Gaza who looks like he's been gaining weight throughout the war.
You know that when you're fed really shitty food, you gain weight, right? Like when you eat nothing but rice and oil infused shitty ass beans, you get fat, right? Like that's why prison mates go in prison and come out fat because they eat shitty food.
There is this video of a Palestinian man standing next to aid supplies. Are my eyes deceiving me? Or is this guy fat? How about this guy? Not only is he fat, he's holding a smartphone. If this was a genocide, would we be seeing photos of fat people with smartphones?
Person says they care about Americans, says they care about the truth, and has done good work. But from my personal impression, I think that this person is all about the money, because I could be wrong, right? That's another thing, is I just could be wrong.
On October 13th, 2025, Trump's peace plan in the Middle East went into effect and the remaining hostages were released from Gaza. The horrible attack that started the conflict was on October 7th, 2023. Over these last 2 years, Americans have been bombarded by messages on social media that Israel was performing a genocide in Gaza. People have repeated this phrase over and over again. I've uncovered some shocking information that suggests we've all been lied to about what is happening in Gaza. One example of people criticizing is a YouTuber named Candace Owens. I have made it very clear that I disagree with Candace Owens on the topic of almost every episode. She goes on her show and says things like this.
Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize, by the way, for the planned ethnic cleansing.
Keep this in mind. She platformed him after this video came out, and he didn't take the video down. I'm going to say right now, I am 90% sure that he's taking money from...
Say this. This is our never again, okay? This is a Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened. We will never forget this. You need to tell your children what happened in Gaza. You need to tell them exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society, because they are. They are. Their children will be cursed, okay? You go and you play in the sand where you know that your forefathers planned to mass murder children, you will be cursed. Every person who steps foot on that, every family that is set to inherit what they did, they will be cursed.
She calls the actions of Israel a Holocaust. Those are some very strong words. I know this is a heated topic, but let me give you my opinion. If you are going to accuse a group of people of horrible crimes against humanity, you better get your facts straight. Now, I don't want to downplay the horrible things that have happened in this war. A lot of people have died on both sides. But is it accurate to claim that committed a genocide? Let me show you the video that made me start to look into this. After Trump's peace deal went into effect, we have started to see a number of videos come out of Palestine, including this one. We see a young child in Gaza dancing in celebration for the peace deal. Do you notice anything strange about this video? Kid is fat.
Listen to
about
this
this
video, bro. Listen to
peace
this.
deal. Do you notice anything strange about this video? This kid is fat. Now hold on a minute. We've been told over and over again that the children of Gaza have been starved to death for the last 2 years. How is it that this kid is fat? We have to figure out if we are being lied to. And that kid looks overweight. And then more and more photos have been coming out.
Shows a kid in Gaza dancing after the ceasefire, and the kid looked overweight. From that single image, he concludes that the whole famine narrative is a lie. Think about that for a second. One kid, one video posted after a ceasefire when aid started flowing.
There is this one of a man in Gaza who looks like he's been gaining weight throughout the war.
You know that when you're fed really shitty food, you gain weight, right? Like when.
Okay. I think we get where we're going with this topic. So I thought we would just end there, because if you want more, watch the rest of Dank's video. Just thought we should watch that. Rogue, your reaction.
I'm with Danks on this. I had done a bodybuilding competition. I've like not talked about this a lot, but I've dropped a little bit here and there. But I did a bodybuilding competition in 2016, and in 2017 I was actually training for a powerlifting competition. And at that point I actually got a really serious injury and couldn't compete, but I obviously had to do some serious like diet restrictions and like monitoring my diet. And he is absolutely not wrong about carbohydrates and just like rice and stuff like that. Like the primary food source most humans should be eating is meat. I know a lot of people don't like to eat meat, but the reality is you could eat all the meat in the world and only meat, and you would be the most physically fit you probably have ever been in your life. You'd probably have the most mental clarity. There's a lot of things to it, but he's absolutely not wrong about the diet. Doesn't mean much of anything. He's singling out individuals who could have any type of metabolic whatever condition that made them those two. I mean, we've seen plenty of photos of famished individuals. So to act like the 2 or 3 you're mentioning in these videos trumps the hundreds we've seen or thousands we've seen in actual photos, you know. So that in regards to the overweight aspect. But one of the things that I just feel like ends up becoming like the indisputable fact, in my opinion, that will, there's always like a topic you talk about, and there's that one thing where it's like, yeah, that's kind of when it's like, I don't even know how you can dispute it anymore after that. For me was the interview with Jared Kushner, when what's his face says they've been planning this for 2 years. And then of course we know they go on to talk about how they're going to build up the Gaza Strip into this fancy fucking playground. So I mean, just the simple fact that that interview took place and Jared Kushner's butthole puckered like I've never seen before because he said we've been planning it for 2 years. Yeah, no, at that point it's like, I don't know how you're going to dispute this. They clearly were essentially just doing demolition to prepare for their plans that they've had for multiple years.
Yeah, and where, in my opinion, there's aerial view of Gaza just completely flattened. I mean, unless that's made up, and like, hey, I'm open to interpretation here, but I don't think it is.
Unless there's an aerial view of the complete and utter flattening of Gaza, and then they simultaneously pan over to show all the thriving Gazans over here safe and sound.
Yeah, I don't know.
Happen.
And Danks was saying he thinks he was getting paid to put this up. It's hard to make content, like as someone who's a content creator, it's surprising he could find these exact videos of these exact same people to compare to them to when they were skinny versus gain some weight or skinny.
That's
like,
also weird.
For these exact Palestinian people who you don't know, have no relation to, and you've just scanned the whole entire internet, or were you?
That's what I was going to say. Think about your own viewing of it. Have you ever been able to be like, oh, I recognize that person? No, because we're seeing them here and there in between stuff on different days by different people. Yeah, that's a really great point. because
he was
where did he
probably
get that?
handed
That's weird.
material to make this video and then paid to do it. And I'm not saying he probably was. This is my opinion, and I'm saying allegedly. But it would be very hard for me to see somebody, let's say it was you, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I saw her 3 years ago on one video. Oh my gosh, she may have gained 20 pounds. Like, no one does that. No one literally will remember
Right.
someone from a year
A
before,
stranger.
3 years before, a complete stranger, and compare photos. So that takes a lot of deep diving to do. And it
If
just
it's even
doesn't.
possible, I don't even know. It's literally to me that's like it's the best point of that because it's like a needle in a haystack. I genuinely don't know how you could do it. I
I
don't.
would want to
And then
see
the
his
point with the
sources.
smartphone, do you know how many smartphones are on this planet to act as if it's weird that one guy has a smartphone in this scenario? You know what I mean? We have homeless people who have smartphones because they're so accessible. Like it's just a moot point to me. You can get them
It
anywhere.
could be aid. We don't know these people he's even talking about. We have no idea if they are native Palestinians, what they're
Yep.
there for, who they are. If you give a snippet of information and try and sell me the news, it's not going to work for me. You cannot try and debase something when I don't know who your source is, where you got this information, who these people are, how you would know this information and that they got fatter. Did you ask them what their food source was like? I mean, this is not journalism. This is a little bit more just it just feels like clickbait. This is
I feel like
clickbait.
the last 3 chats are last well, there's one more that just popped in, but the Snoop's X and then down, yeah, all of those I feel like are great points. I don't know about what he's referring to here, but I'm curious now.
Pro-war release February 22nd. I had a WT moment. That's
I
funny.
assume this is in
2 minutes
regards
minutes
to
pop.
maybe Iran, like acting like
I
he
didn't
was happy
I
about
didn't
Iran.
see this one. So
Me
we'll
neither,
have
I'm
to
curious. I'll
well,
write
and
that down.
we know that they're sending out them checks, baby. So I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, Stacy said, "Hey Stacy again. Plus there are real estate companies in New Jersey that are selling waterfront condos to US dual citizens on the Gaza Strip. That's probably who was being filmed." It could have been. I mean, and isn't that kind of sick? Because remember, these people were also told to go back into Palestine and claim land. People were there and they're still doing it, trying to occupy. They're trying to try and settle land that were other people's. I just saw something where this person owned quite a bit of land over there and they came back and like Israeli settlers are at their house. They called the police and they didn't do anything about it. So they're also just up and taking the land without, I mean, that's illegal anywhere else you live. Okay.
Um,
Good point,
yeah,
ADN.
that
Almost seems
one
like he allegedly receives a media packet for this content. That's exactly how I felt when I got this. It makes literally no sense. I would not be able to find a stranger off
the
of the
next one is
internet.
good too. You guys
Oh
are
my gosh.
good chats tonight.
Yes, you guys are. This is before you got here. I
Yeah.
just
Oh,
kept
yeah, we have
walking
phones
through
for you guys.
everything.
Here, we have good phones. Here, take
Yes,
them.
probably one of BB's
Bring them home to
exploding
your
pages.
families.
You know, if I were them, I wouldn't trust a thing coming from that government. I don't trust a thing
Oh my
coming from
god,
any
no.
politician nowadays because all they are told to do
Yeah.
is lie to your face and look you straight in the eye. Um,
Um,
ooh, love
I'm not gonna
this.
lie, I feel like this really disappointed me with him because I do like
Mhm.
Wolves in Finance. I've liked him in I've only really watched him in regards to TPUSA. I don't even know what he did prior to that. But, I don't know, it's disappointing. It's
He has
disappointing
claimed
just for, like, multiple reasons, but
he's a Zionist. He has actually said that. And um what's kind of unfortunate about that is when you're in the club of Zionism, you're in the club of globalism. So whatever is for the greater good of the chosen people is what they want you to do. And so when you step out of line, they're going to make you step back into line. Um,
mhm,
so that's what we're seeing here. And he could not have got paid. We don't know if he has a handler. We don't know. The thing about internet personalities, you don't know anything about these people besides what they put
yep,
out to you on the internet.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate.
That's why I always say that I think these live streams to me are so important, like, even if they whatever, even if they bomb after we're done and we don't get a lot of views post, like, I don't even care because I feel like this is how the people who are watching us are gonna get to know us as people and have, like, a little more faith in, like, our content because when you just see scripted or planned out content, it's really difficult to get a feel for the person, and I don't know about you guys, but right now for me, it's so important to feel like the people I'm listening to not even that not even that the information that they have is what I deem correct, but that when they're providing the information, at least that they believe it's correct. Do you know what I mean? And not forced, but like, I mean, like correct for them in the moment. They can change their minds at any point. But if it feels in any way suspicious, like it's being, you know, paid for or whatever, if it's
Mhm.
propaganda,
Yep.
I'm immediately going to just be like, I guess, like, I don't even know if I can watch this person anymore. That's why I struggle when stuff comes up, like everything that happened with Candace, when the Mitch Snow stuff happened, and all the stuff with Valhalla and, you know, Nate over there. When all that happened, I started to question Nate, and then I started to question Ian, and then I started, you know, and I started to question all these people that prior to that I didn't feel like I had a reason to. And if I can like get myself back in line, I still don't feel like I have a reason to. I still do like them, and I've kind of realized that I didn't want to go down the path of letting that one situation skew my perception. But it's
Mhm.
so easy. But this one to me is just a lot more blatantly in my face. I don't know if I can get over that. Like, it just feels weird to me. And it feels very like, even if you believe that, even if you weren't paid, it still feels weird to be defending what we all watched happen. It just feels
Mhm.
weird. I don't get it. I don't know. It feels weird.
How many shekels did you get? Like, it's just like when you work against the problem with this Zionist agenda is it goes against all of humanity's greater good. The greater good is that we all have our own sovereignty. So when you take over people's homelands, whether that's Iran, whether that's Gaza, whether that's Afghanistan, whether that it doesn't matter. That is their sovereign land, and what they do in their land is what they should do. I am very big
Right.
into we can defend our homeland. We absolutely should stick up for people if we absolutely need to, but that has been an excuse used time and time again. I mean, unless I'm getting handwritten notes from the people from a factory and they're putting it in my clothes and saying, save us, SOS, help me, like something that like as humanitarianly wrong, I don't think we need to go over there. Like, we don't need to mess with people because we don't like their leaders. That's their leaders. That's, once again, not our problem. Like, so these Zionist agendas where they just want this global world order, that means for you and me too. That does not just mean for these people. We're actually already under the thumb more than some of these people. That's why we're doing this. So, I mean, if Israel snaps their finger and they want something, who does it? We do it. So, the illusion of freedom is exactly that lately. And it's kind of embarrassing. But that's the Zionist
Yeah,
propaganda.
also another thing too, and this is like, this is something that I could see being like taken the wrong way or disputed in one way or the other, and I'll elaborate on that in a second. But the other thing too, if you're someone who like makes content or knows anything about YouTube and the pay per thousand views, financial channels make the most. Financial channels make the most per thousand views. So they could make anywhere from, I mean, they could make anywhere from $1 per thousand, but all the way up to like $30+ per thousand views. Whereas like a standard channel that maybe does, I don't know, anything other than probably politics, because that one's going to skew based on what's currently popular. But like any other standard channel, a beauty channel, something like that, they might get somewhere like between $4 and $6 per thousand views. So he already has a channel that probably makes a lot more per thousand views than most channels that fall outside of the financial realm in the
Oh,
way of
yep.
YouTube. So when you think of it that in that regard, he constantly refers to his channel as a small channel. I'm like, sir, you almost have 500,000 subscribers. It's not a small
Right.
channel. Okay. So I guarantee you he makes very good money off of his channels. And then to consider that maybe he's just like, I need to get more, just kind of makes me go, ah, really? Like, really?
Yeah.
You know?
It's the moral versus money problem that humans have had
And
till
that's
the end
where,
of
and
time.
to elaborate too, like, I
Yeah.
understand everyone, you could assume someone has money and they might live in their mansion, but in reality, they're bordering on foreclosure. Everyone's story is different. I'm not saying that that's not the case. I'm
Mhm.
just saying if that's not the case, the reality is he's probably doing very well with his channel.
Right.
So, you know, to consider that he could potentially be being paid for something like this is a real bummer.
I think this goes right into that. Chase said intelligence is infiltrating the content creator space. We already have to second guess, scrutinize every image as AI slop. Now we have to scrutinize channels to determine if they are shills. True. And we have to
Yeah.
determine if what AI is giving us is slop. So there's a lot of research that people have to do nowadays just to determine if what they're getting is the truth. And I don't know if we ever really got the truth from mainstream media now that this has all been exposed,
I
but
know.
it sure at least felt like it a little bit more. But think about the Iraq war. I mean, come on. I mean, Saudi Arabia did it in quotes, but we're in Afghanistan and Iraq. Like that doesn't make any sense. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that it ever really did, but it's quite bad now, like to an
And
extent of
and
they're
it is
not telling us
hard
anything.
because it really does get to a point where you could easily go down the path of just almost driving yourself crazy over that kind of stuff. We've kind of touched on this before, but once you
Yes.
kind of open the doors to seeing the cracks in the facade of just like the structure of the world in general, it is really hard to keep yourself in a reality that doesn't just feel like it's hopeless. You know, it's really easy to be like, especially when we talk about, right, we were talking about clones earlier, right? Like
Mhm.
if you start going down those avenues, or the CIA masks, and these people could be literally anybody else because they're so good. When you start talking about stuff like that, it's really easy to just be like, but that's, and almost make yourself literally crazy
Crazy. Yeah.
by, over analyzing. And I think at that point, you really have to just like, in those moments, stop, do something that kind of grounds you. Like we were talking earlier, I was doing a lot of plant stuff today, repotting and propagating some
And I
plants,
was planting,
and
which was weird.
and and was told to create I wasn't told, but I was like, now I want to create a shirt because Zero had mentioned propagation, not what did he say? Propagation, not oh my god, now I'm not gonna be able to think of the freaking word.
I
Uh,
don't remember
Chime in,
either.
Zero. I think it was, like, in a separate chat. Oh, propagation, not propaganda, and I was like, "Oh my god, does that need to be a
Yes.
freaking t-shirt?"
Yeah.
But,
Our first merch
I feel
shirt.
like when you start to feel like that, you need to stop and go find something that, you know, gets you back in your current state, your physical present moment, so that you can kinda, like, decompress and then reassess after, because at that point, you're gonna have a better mental clarity. You'll be able to trust your instinct a little bit more. You've stepped away for a minute to kind of, like, regulate. That's so important right now because we're aware of all this stuff.
Right.
Hug a damn tree, that's right.
I agree. I love that. I'm gonna post this one up here. Please keep in mind that there was enough in those CAFR Doge audit accounts to pay off our entire federal debt. The Fed Reserve Syndicate does not want that. Israel lives off of our war debt. They 100% do. I could not have agreed with this more. You know what I said to Rogue, I think it was the other day? Why was Elon Musk taken off of Doge? Where did he find all of our waste, fraud, and abuse was happening? What country do you think probably was behind some of that? And then they said, "What's the one country you cannot tell no to?" Hello, ding, ding, ding. What happened to Doge? Like that could be its own story because I'm sorry, but it just doesn't seem like you have to peel back the curtain too far to realize anything we try and do to improve our situation and our circumstance, there's a random hidden hand in the background being like, no, 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 darling,
Mhm.
you can only do this. So
Yeah.
that kind of goes right in line with that, I think. Okay, let's see what
No, I agree.
Chick says. Those wars were not what they told us. Iraq war, we stole 600,000 ancient artifacts. They were looking for ancient
I have
technology. I know I sound crazy. No, you don't sound
Yes,
crazy.
I've heard. No, you
You're in the
don't
right
sound
place.
crazy. I think it's probably you probably can't sound crazy to us, just so everyone can feel like it's a safe place. You won't sound crazy to us. Pretty sure it's
No.
not possible.
And the thing about ancient technology is that you can only go so far back in our history, and we know a lot of it has been rewritten. So if they're looking for something and they found it, we would never know. There's that. We also know the Smithsonian keeps everything ancient that they don't want us to know. They hide it, they bury it, they
Yes.
say they don't have it anymore. Wi Files talks a lot about that. I love that. That's one of my favorite
Mhm.
things about their channel. But then also
So
you
good,
think
yeah.
about how were certain things built and we can barely replicate them now. They say that about the pyramids. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, they say that would be really hard to replicate. Well, I mean, there's your answer. Where's the ancient technology?
Yeah, the Smithsonian for sure. He even talked about what was that one? I can't remember what the artifact was, but he was specifically saying how they had it in their possession, and then they claimed they lost the documents in regards to them coming into their possession, and then it was like, oh no, we don't have that.
I don't remember what it was, but I do know the giant bones. That was one that I
That might
remember
be what it is.
specifically.
That might
It
be what
was
it is.
they
Yeah.
had several reports of it. They're even in old newspapers.
Yep.
You'll see the videos pop up where it's like, why are these doors so big? It's like, is it even that hard to guess? Like they talked about giants in
The
ancient
Nephilim.
texts. Yeah, I mean, it's just not that hard. Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second. Oh, nice one. Hi, Paul. We never got truth from mainstream media. That's why they fund all the online shills now. True. I don't even. Does anyone know the numbers on mainstream media? How are they doing?
Oh, not good. No, I'm pretty sure. Just to tell you, I'm pretty sure that probably Ben Shapiro is getting more views than them, which says a lot right now because he's not getting a lot of views.
Because I heard he pays for his views. Okay, let's.
But yeah, no, they're not. I've listened to a few channels that have covered how awful their numbers are. They're really, really bad.
Project Mockingbird, CIA campaign that began in the early years of the Cold War to influence domestic and foreign media organizations for propaganda purposes, still active today. Amen. Amen.
I feel like
That's not us.
Project Fill in the Blank, they're all still active.
Right.
I don't think there's a single one that is not. They're like, oh no, we stopped doing that,
we
you guys.
stopped that.
It's totally done.
Okay. Okay, well, how do we explain MK Ultra Erika here? Okay, guys, like there's
It's like,
no way.
and even the reaction, like if they were like, no, we're totally done. And then they'd be like, no, yeah, we're done. That's also part of it. That's also the manipulation. Just like saying it right in your face.
Paul,
Okay.
I have heard this. I cannot find exact proof of that, but I actually believe it's the Rothschilds. So if they're super connected there, I believe you. I would have to look into this more. I have seen this on other people's comments. Yeah, you didn't hear about this either? Let's look into this together. I think that would be a good deep dive. Okay, let's hear about the ancient tech. They needed the ancient tech to get the crystal ball going because it stopped in 2012. Same as the Mayan calendars. Girl, you've got
I
to
did hear something about the Mayan calendars.
We've got to do this. We should do an episode with you. That would be fun. Okay, let's see. Yep, Zero says the better question was why was Elon Musk over Doge? He literally took thousands of terabytes of statistical data from the government. What did he do with it? Let's just say he had a love of BB Island. Yeah,
well, he really wanted to go there on that one email anyway.
He really did. Well, he's probably some type of controlled opposition. It's so hard to think about what you would do if you were a billionaire surrounded by more pedos. And then if you look at photos of his mom, she kind of looked funky.
I don't know.
There's a lot going on there. Okay, I'm gonna
CERN. Oh, CERN's another one. I swear there's just so many things that could be like series.
All right, I'm gonna show up a picture of Elon Musk.
Y2K, dude, I totally remember Y2K so well. My mom was deep into the Y2K stuff at the time.
Wow. Of course, now I can't find it on Google, but I saw it all over Twitter.
What are you looking for?
Elon Musk's mom, like when she was like dressing really funky. It looked a little crazy, but I can't find it right now. So we're just going to move along from that discussion. Go on Twitter. Okay. The Giants. Yes, Paul, the Giants. Book of Enoch. Yep. Taken out of the Bible suspiciously. Very suspiciously. Okay. Let's put this one up. Elon and BB are close. The Epstein was blackmailing him through Elon's brother. BB said he would control Trump through Elon, so they're all sus because of it. Elon said they would eliminate him. I did hear that about Elon. I didn't know him and BB were close. Epstein was blackmailing him through Elon's brother. I believe that, but did you know Epstein didn't like BB? So him and Ehud Barak were way closer. I don't know that he always would want to work in the interest of BB himself, but he always worked in the interest of the Rothschilds. That is 100% true. Okay, let's see this. Government can't predict the timeline outcomes after 2012, so they tried to find a way to from the crystal ball. See, this is some interesting stuff.
Okay. That is interesting.
That cool. is interesting. They tried to recreate the God particle May-ish of 2012. I've heard that. I have heard that, and I heard that on the Y-Files. I do not know the episode.
And this is what she's referring to CERN, correct? I believe
Yes.
because CERN is the one doing all of this
Oh yeah,
crazy.
opened a black
shit.
hole. Okay, are we convinced
Yeah.
that they caused the Mandela effects? Because what I want to say there is I think they just did that to F with us, like truly, because they control all of the internet. We know the they. The Project Mockingbird mention was an answer to your question about mainstream media and why they lie to us. Oh yeah. No, 100% Zero. We're with you. Elon's dad had a baby with his stepdaughter. Why is that giving Woody Allen? Why do they all do this stuff? They're part of the same sick cabal.
Woody Allen is so gross.
He's worse. Did you guys ever hear that video? Did you hear that video? Where his wife is like, Woody Allen's wife is like, how could you do this to our daughter? And she's talking about what you think she's talking about.
No, I didn't know
It's
that.
horrible.
No, I've not heard that. Yeah.
If you ever find that video,
I mean,
'cause
I knew of
obviously
the situation, but I've never seen
oh my
that
gosh,
video.
the recording is horrible. I do not know if it was true or not. It sounded real to me. You know how it is out here, people.
Oh,
Okay, let's
you
see
want
this
that
one.
last one.
The building of the Supreme Court of Israel in Jerusalem was paid for privately by the Rothschild family, by Dorothy de Rothschild. It's a say, yep, yes. So that tells you exactly all you need to know about everything we ever talk about. That one family right there. Unfortunately, like literally, unfortunately, I don't want that to be true, but it is actually true. Oh, look into Rowan Farrow. Okay, I'll have to. These deep dives are always so good, and I think we have the best audience. We're small but mighty.
I know.
But we
I
have
love
the
it.
best audience. Every time you guys hop in, we could just talk based off on that. Like I have more stuff, but like this is such a good combo. Is Rowan? Aren't they in Hollywood? Right. I'm trying to remember.
Rowan Farrow, Woody Allen's his dad.
Oh. Okay, so yeah. Okay. All right, I didn't know that. Mia's son. Okay. All right. Zero put on here. Baby Epstein, Bannon, Musk. The list goes on and on. If they like each other or not, strings are pulled from way above them. Totally true. This is whether they like each other or not, they do whatever the Grandmaster says to do. He's basically the king of our world. It sounds horrible to say, but he controls the Rothschilds are. But you know what's funny is you'll find in the Epstein files they do fight. That family, they fight. They don't all get along. I literally think because this family fights is the literal reason we're not all under their control right now. Like, I mean, fully under. Not saying that we're not to most extent.
So I am curious because when I'm looking at this, Ronan Farrow thing. Oh, freaking Gary. Hey, Brandy.
Hey.
I'm so excited you're here. I feel like this is the first time you've been on the live that I've been on with American Discourse. Is that right? I feel like you have.
I think so.
It's always awesome. We're always like it's always Gary's fault.
Everything
but
is
when
Gary's
we're talking
fault.
about Ronan Farrow, so I'm just looking at the overview, but part of it that did make me intrigued. It says he's known for his investigative reporting, particularly his work exposing Harvey Weinstein's alleged sexual abuse, which helped launch the Me Too movement. However, did you watch Candace's episode about Harvey Weinstein? Because then this makes me question this. Because the Harvey Weinstein thing, I'm curious about. I haven't listened to all of her stuff. I've watched one, but the one that makes me really pause are the people who were making specific claims about him, and they were literally asked about what his stuff looked like, and they were stating specifically, but they were wrong because he's missing like both of his testicles.
Yes.
And they weren't saying that. They were specifically talking about what they look like, which obviously he can prove is not correct. So then if that's the case, that makes me go, okay. That's one of those moments that's the equivalent to, before when I was saying the interview with what's his face in regards to Gaza is kind of that moment for me. Like if that's factual and we could prove that those people were claiming they saw it, and then he can prove that he doesn't have what they're claiming he has, now I don't know how you're going to get me back 100% because it's going to be real hard. So if he was the one who exposed it, what does that say about him? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
What I think about the Weinstein thing is he's obviously a bad guy. He obviously probably did it to somebody, but they probably, have somebody that is
Used
getting
him as a
paid.
pawn to make it worse.
Yeah, they pawned him. They probably lied about. They probably couldn't get the actual person to come
I'm
forward because
sure
they're
he's
too
not a
scared.
great dude. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure he's not like someone who's really got your back. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I'm
Mhm.
saying. But you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I do. I think that the evidence presented was probably false. I think they probably had to get someone to actually pay to go in because, I mean, that's such a world where they refuse to talk because they're too scared. So, okay,
Mhm.
Jay-Z is behind the Me Too movement. I believe that. Gary, okay, let's set this up. Gary is over 50,000. The NASDAQ, F it, Gary is over 50,000.
F it.
F it. I haven't heard that in a while. I'm kind of bringing that back now. Yes, exactly, Rick. You don't go down unless they want you down. So they needed a fall guy, I think. I'm sure there was actual allegations, but I don't think they would have ever, the true person would ever came through. Oh my God. Bondi needs to be jailed, but she and Patel are bought by Qatar. They're bought by somebody.
I just can't stand her. Come on. Come on. She's so gross.
Well, and when she talks, it's like, they never talk with logic. I've decided they really don't, but she's the worst about it. Like where you're like, you are literally throwing insults on something that was a yes or no question. It doesn't make
I was
sense.
gonna do, I think my next video that I was hoping to do today but didn't get a chance to, I was going to break down Chase Hughes. That's what she said. I was gonna break down Chase Hughes' most recent video. And I had sent it to you. I don't know if you ever got a chance to watch it, but
did
he
watch it.
specifically talks about the Senate hearings and how they are never going to give you an answer. That's how they're designed to be. And I love
Yes.
that he specifically points that out. Like, and then I immediately thought of, come on,
It's basically political theater. And it's
you're
just gotten
fat.
so much
You're
worse.
fat and ugly. Did anybody ever tell you that? Come on.
Right. Why didn't you do this
It's
when
so
you were
gross.
here? Yes, I went over this before. Crazy chick. She didn't do anything when he was actually in her state though.
I
Like
want a job like that where I don't have to do anything. Like, dang,
all you have to
what
do
a
is
job to
lie.
have.
She
Yeah.
sold her soul. They're all actors, central casting. Yeah. It's always funny. I love watching the videos of like when they're showing what Macron used to do and he was like dancing in the club. And then there's another video of Zelensky and he's like doing some audition and you're like,
And what's his face from Canada?
okay, well, and Trump. I mean, if you
Yeah.
think about it, shoot, how many shows was he on?
That's why the last time I was joking about how this is why they don't ever hire people who are not actors like Bongino and Patel, because we could clearly tell that they're not actors. They don't have the practice or the training that the
They
rest of
don't.
them have.
Yeah. Well, and sadly, like Erika Kirk, like she has the training and she still sucks. Her eyeballs just like
Well, not everybody's talented at it.
right. Well, they
Some
thought
make it, some don't.
they really did. Okay, Black Cube was part of the Weinstein saga, pretending to support victims while collecting their data and blackmailing and setting them up for being discredited. Stacy, that is a goat comment. Brandy is back, everyone. Hi, Brandy.
Yay. Hey,
Where'd you
Brandy.
go? She left us for a minute.
Brandy, she's a fine girl.
Girl. All right, do you want to see this video I have of I don't know if you've seen this one. I don't know if I showed this to our audience before. I've seen it one other time, but it's of Erika Kirk with Charlie Kirk. Do you want to see it? Are you down?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Oh,
Of course we do.
that was loud. I'm sorry if it's loud, guys.
I didn't hear anything. I don't even think there's any. We'll see.
Okay.
That's that
Oh,
same
wait.
dress she's in that other
Shabbat
video.
Shalom. I just want to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody back at home. Happy Hanukkah.
Okay. Anyway, that was just Candace talking. But the video or the saying itself is this guy was posting, I met her at Mar-a-Lago last year with Charlie. Here's the picture I took of them. I said, and it's like
To our
oh, sorry. Candace keeps coming on. I said, you should be so proud of Charlie. And she gave me the smirkiest, meanest
I've
look.
seen this.
She was so rude and turned away. It was so strange. Everybody else was so happy to be here. And like,
So now,
when I
do you see what
this,
she's wearing? That's that
yes.
same outfit she wore at the interview at the one where she was we watched the other day when she was
Mhm.
talking about how they met at the TPUSA thing, not at. She was wearing that. So I don't know if this is the same day of that, but that's
Maybe.
what she was wearing because I noted that she was wearing it from the picture she looked all disheveled in. So I'm curious what this
Oh.
was because she maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's the same day unless she wore that multiple times. But because I remember thinking it looks like she's kind of in a robe.
Yeah, I don't think that's not something I
But
would
yeah.
choose to wear. But
But
I
it's
just
weird
thought,
because there she is talking about how great it was that they met, blah, blah, blah. And then this interaction where she's kind of a dick and seems annoyed.
I feel like that's her underlying personality. Like, you know, and
For
you're just like,
sure.
that just has to be. All right, Wolves in Finance got the 7K. We think maybe, allegedly,
Yeah, it's
probably, and
feeling that
perhaps.
way.
We don't know for
Inklings
sure.
of that.
Oh, 0. To quote you, it's basically political theory. Yesterday, I told you guys to hold me to a thought experiment. That quote is 100% the epicenter of the thought experiment. Okay, we need to get on a shitty
Political
chat.
theater, yeah.
It is. Okay, yes, this one. This one. How did Charlie not see through Erika? I've talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it again. When you have a Christian mindset and you're from the Midwest, because I'm very specifically from this brand of Charlie, so I can speak a little bit on his behalf. We come from a place where people genuinely have a little bit more goodwill for each other. It's more smaller town vibes. It's a different place than other places in America. Not, and I think he grew up in a little bit bigger of an area, but meaning the culture at the time when we were growing up it's completely different. It's a very trusting environment. It's not a place where you grow up and think someone's got it out for you. And I think we even grew up with like a similar religious background. And when you grow up as a Protestant type Christian, like a, you know, evangelical, that's what some people say, whatever, you typically just assume the best of people. That's your starting mode, is assuming the best. And if you think about Charlie, he probably didn't really date that many girls before her. She was really pretty. She said all the right words. So I think what happened here was he was naive to the internal the way people can be when you're not from this type of place. Like, since I've moved to the South and I've met a ton of other people, I've just completely changed my opinion on how to approach people and who I trust, and because it's just not the same.
It's totally
Um,
different everywhere you go, it's true.
it's
Yeah.
totally different everywhere you go, and so if you didn't grow up in a environment where you needed to question everything about somebody and you could give them that goodwill within your heart that you have for most people, I can see it, quite frankly, because he was probably just in love, and then also just had this
I was gonna
different
say that,
background.
yeah. The
Yeah,
reality is too, when you do fall in love, you tend to look past things. We've all done it, I'm sure, at some point in our lives, red flags, whatever you wanna call it. It's really easy when you know, you're feeling in love to look past things. Plus, tack on the fact that he was an incredibly busy person. So, there was probably plenty of time that could have been, you know, where they were separate. They may not have even spent a whole lot of time, meaning like full days together before they even were dedicated to marrying each other. So,
right.
um, yeah, I mean, we all know too, if you've been in a long-term relationship, that when you move in together and you start spending your time like that together, a lot of things change. But not everyone goes that route beforehand. And yeah,
Hmm.
he was busy and yep.
Yep. I did not. I did not see your engagement
I
video.
know, I'm
Did you
kinda
see that?
curious about that. No.
Well, yeah, we'll see if we can find it. Okay. Mike said, sad a high value man like Charlie married a woman with high BC. I know what you're saying there. Yes, I think he was duped. I think she came across, I think this is why so many people are so interested in the Erika Kirk part of the story, because she came across one way. I think we all saw in her other videos. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you are a born again Christian and you came back to the faith, you typically will say something like, "Oh, I had all these transgressions. I repent for these things." I'm only talking like this because this is how she talks. But she doesn't say those things, right? She acted like this whole time she lived a holier than thou Christian lifestyle from what we could tell from her videos when she was with Charlie. Now, whether they had private conversations behind closed doors about that stuff, maybe they did, but that's not the impression she gave to the public. Whereas, you know, if you were going to ask me about stuff, I'd tell you, you know, my faith journey has been up and down. That's just the truth. And that's normally, I mean, that's pretty normal, quite frankly. But yeah, I mean, I think
And we
he
know,
was
like, I'm not
his faith.
Christian, but I think anyone who has solid morals and is mature and has some wisdom is going to do exactly what you just said. You're going to be like, listen, I haven't lived a perfect life, because that's just the reality, and no one's going to think that you have
No one
lived a
does.
perfect life. But when you turn around and act like you do or say that you did, it feels a lot more like you're blatantly lying to hide something, because why would you do that otherwise? You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why you're doing that. It's
Yeah.
not yeah.
I agree. I'm English. We are very different. Yes, we are. So like, you get it. Like, if you're from across the pond, we aren't going to be the same type of people, which is why I felt really bad for Charlie when all this came out, because I knew from my own experience how the world kind of has to harden you when you come from a more sheltered environment.
I've
Okay.
always said it too. It's funny because I lived in Florida for 5 years, but I'm from New England, and oftentimes people will come to, like, say they go to Boston, and they're like, "People in Boston are so rude." And it's a weird it's a weird place up here, because it's not that we're rude. I always feel like it's always snowing or it's always like, I'm busy. I don't, this is the kind of place where you can get a flat tire and someone will be like, "Oh, fuck, fine, I'll fucking help." It's like, "No, you don't have to." "No, I will." And they seem pissed off, but they also are
Right.
helping you. It's just very weird, but it's just everyone's different in different places, and you get there and you get to know how they are and how they behave, and you get to read that and understand it more. But until then, it's like,
Yeah,
what's
you
going
wouldn't,
on?
because other people are like, how would he not know? It's like, dude, we're the type of
Well,
people who's like,
girl,
oh,
they tell you.
yeah. He's like, we're the type of
Are you
people
still in
in
New
the,
England?
yeah. Where are you at? Are you down
She
the
said she's in
lane?
New England. That crazy
Oh,
chick
okay.
says,
I'm like,
or
wait,
she's from New
I'm,
England. I'm in New England. I don't know if she's still in New
oh, that's
England, but
awesome.
yeah.
Brandy said, Charlie's from the suburbs of Chicago. He's not sheltered. I only say that because I live 40 minutes from his hometown. I still believe, though, when I saw his high school videos, I saw how he acted. He was very much like millennial, like Midwest. It's still different, Brandy, than when you come. I mean, I've moved. I've been to Chicago. I've went around this area. It's even a different time now there than it was. So, yes and
And you can
no.
still
Like,
be sheltered in every place, but, it
yeah,
really
he had
depends
a
on,
very
like, your
sheltered
upbringing.
mindset. You could totally tell. And the Midwest is just different than other places, even if you're closer to Chicago. It is different. It's probably a little bit more like everywhere else, but not when we were kids. It was a little different. Um, this is funny. Charlie did so much research, but not on his most important subject. Yeah, agree. Like,
Yeah,
but I
he was
also
too
said
busy
this
doing the
before,
other
Mike.
research.
Girls will go on someone's Instagram like the second they meet them. They will scan their phone number. They will figure
Yeah.
everything else
Oh,
about
yeah.
you.
I'm a
Like,
people
they'll know your
searcher,
mom's
and
name.
I'm gonna have everything. I'm
Yes,
gonna have your
but
last 5 addresses, your previous phone number, your job history,
we're
your
pretty
age, your birthday, how many kids you have. I'm gonna
yeah,
have
we're
all of it.
pretty into that, but I think that's how we operate. I'm just gonna say that. Oh, you took the words out of Zero's brain box. Sorry, Zero, I didn't get to that
Yes,
soon enough
yeah.
to see which one.
No, I saw it when he, posted it.
Okay, good. Okay, in England, religion is a personal thing. We don't talk about it or ask about it.
Interesting.
Huh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Well, we do. I do. How's that? I do. I can't say we. I talk about it because I think it's important to get perspective if you don't have any. Because people will
I
try
think
and
for
talk
here, it
about,
seems like it's either or, but it's
Mhm,
interesting to think that maybe over there, it just is unanimously, we don't really talk about it. You know what I mean?
that is
Whereas
interesting.
it's like, not everyone talks about it, but some people do, so it's just kind of like I'll learn when I learn, but it's not like a unanimous, like, we don't even go there sort of a thing, so it's interesting.
Yeah,
My
that is
brother-in-law is
interesting.
from England, so I kinda wanna ask them now too, if that's something they talk about.
Exactly,
Interesting.
Brandy. He was Christian innocent. That's how I was
Yeah.
trying to explain it. And from where we were in the general region of things, we don't, like, we're not even like a huge, like, if you're from a Christian background, you're not big cussers when you're younger. Like, it's just totally different. Okay.
Oh, that's not my family.
That's what I
So
just mean. Like, I know people are raised differently. My
yeah,
ex was from New York. His whole family was from the Rhode Island area. Like,
but
they're just
grandmother
totally different.
is way worse trucker mouth than me, way worse.
Yeah, and I'm, like, from a place where, like, my grandfather, like, built the Lutheran church. Like it's just different. Like when you go
Yeah.
from place to place. Okay, I think they kept Charlie busy. Yes, I agree, Stacey. I say that all the time. I mean, he had such big brain, so many things to do too. Rick, I just can't with you. You guys can all read that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I know she makes Nala Ray look like a better Christian. You're killing me, Mike. You are savage on behalf of the world. Hey, Snoops. I love when you're here, Snoops, by the way. It's been a minute. Erika knew he wouldn't accept a woman with her history. Oh, yeah. To be with him or even just stay in his orbit. She had to present the version of herself that fits his moral mold.
And that goes back to that goes right back to the I can't disclose previous, because, like we were saying, I think if you were a true Christian, and I'm saying this as someone who's not, but this is how I would perceive someone that I would, my older sister's best friend that we basically grew up with, like literally she was essentially my older sister too. Are very Christian, like the most Christian. Her husband is a pastor. It's their life. It's everything for them. They're in Georgia now, but yeah, I mean, their whole life that was that way. And so I've known plenty of people who live that way as true Christians, and I just don't see any of them deciding to make it up. I don't think that would happen. And so it just screams to me that you're not a true Christian then, because I don't think that a true Christian would lie. They would be upfront and honest.
Yeah.
So it just feels like the whole thing's fake.
It does.
Yeah.
If they were, and at least, like, here's the thing, you can still have shame about things like that. Like everyone does, everyone experiences shame, but you'd probably, especially if you're trying to date another Christian, which many do, they try and stay within that faith if they can. But they would, in your Christian faith, you're also supposed to be, non-shameful to these people. You're supposed to understand, like, we all are, we all do those things. Everyone does in the whole world. So it doesn't absolve you of being a human being. And so if you were to have that discussion with somebody, they should be able to make an informed decision. And that's what I think Charlie was not given, was an informed decision.
I agree. I think that's true. I do.
Erika's uncle, Jack Solomon Jewish Studies Center at UVU, is not receiving the attention he deserves. Like that.
What?
I will take that. I'm going to screenshot that.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Well, yeah. And that last name tells me ding, 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 ding.
No. What do you mean?
I said what I said. Said what I said. Okay. Erika, I believe it under mind control. I do too. I believe MK Ultra. I have said this before.
Yeah, we said that, I think, during our last live. Yep. That if you're in the right family, you're getting it early on.
Paul, America just seemed like Griff Estes. A lot of them are. It is actually extremely hard to find a good pastor nowadays. We have been completely taken over by the Zionist agenda, and people will take money when they should not be taking money. The mega churches are not our true Christian religion, and the people on the TV that people see is not what real Christians believe. So yes, I completely agree. Sorry, had to speak on behalf of people who still practice the faith. It's a little embarrassing. Okay. You're from New. Oh yeah, you saw that one.
Yeah.
Love it. Sorry, I'm slow on the chats, but we've had really good chats.
I know.
Funny
I don't know
how
people with like huge live followings can
that's
even
why they do the
handle it.
super chats.
That's why
I get it.
Super chats.
Funny how George was amused by Coach Colin and the slick back hair. I missed this. Do you know what he's talking about? How George was amused by Coach Colin and the slick back hair.
Meaning like George, like
George
Farmer?
Webb?
George who?
Is it George Webb? Let me know in the chat, Mike, what you mean. I missed this. Give me more context. Happy to talk about it. ADN, check your Discord. DMs, Lionel Nation clearly defines EK and fire a couple of minutes of the video, then skip to 10:30. Completely supports both your ideas. On which one, Zero, will you?
Well, our ideas are great.
Quickly chat me, Zero, on what ideas we're talking about, because I've just totally went off the rails. There's been 20 ideas since then, probably, and I missed it. I'm sorry.
Trying to keep up.
I'm trying. Okay. Men waking up, looking back on Charlie on whatever podcast changes things now. I got to watch that again. That would be a very good reaction video. I want to do that. Even though they are a little harsh. Sometimes I do understand that I think you need to have some righteous anger, but at times you also need to have the loving grace. So whatever podcast can be a little cray cray for me, but I'd love to see his. Been a Christian country since 927. We don't trust the churches because we know they are infiltrated long ago. The deep church is like the deep say, amen. That's actually where it started. You know, Paul, you're a noticer. Okay. None of her relatives are. Oh, I missed that.
That was at Stacy though. So what did Stacy say?
Let's find that. Of the descent, I think that's what we're talking about. Of the last name descent we were talking about. Okay, yes, it is. Okay, I'm following. I know it's hard to trace though. I will always say this about people's background: extremely hard to find their actual ancestry. And it kind of should be, if we're going to be honest. I don't want everyone in the world knowing my background. But the problem is these people are all liars. So, okay, Erika
Oh, so
Kirk's
he was
Jewish
referring to
uncle
her husband.
was board member for the new center of at Utah. Goal of the center was to bridge the gap between Jews and Mormons and guide relationship with Israel. I believe that. It was funny. I was just watching. I don't know if you guys saw the Sean Ryan video just today or yesterday, where he talked about how recently, basically the Mormon church it's obviously a newer branch of quote unquote Christianity, but it's not anything that the other two doctrines follow. I urge everyone to watch that to see why maybe Jews and Mormons would come together. Mention at the end of the show. That's all I have to say.
So he was referring to George Farmer, is what it sounds like. But I didn't watch yesterday, so I didn't get to see.
Mention at the end of the show yesterday when Candace gave props to Coach Barron and Lionel. I missed it.
And he had said that that George was amused by Coach Colin and the slicked back hair, but I didn't see that, so I don't know.
Was he saying that? Like I missed that whole thing. Mike, if you can find me a clip, I would love to watch it. Hey, from the UK and Ireland, what's up?
Woo, hey.
What's up? That's so cool. That's sick. We've had some really cool people. I
used to work with a lady from Ireland. Actually, I have a funny story because we worked in banking and she had moved here in high school, and she lived in Boston in high school when she moved here. Ironically, her sister or something dated Mark Wahlberg, and they used to hang out with that group of people for a little while. Weird. But I always chuckle because you know when people hang out with other people and like maybe they move somewhere and their accent kind of fades, but then someone from where they're from comes around and their accent immediately shows up. Well, she's in the bank one day and this person walks in, he starts talking and she goes, get over here, you northerner. And she was so excited that he was like another Irish individual who'd come into the bank, and I was like, I love it. I love her accent. Yes, major Irish for sure. Yeah. And that's where she was at. England again. Yeah, England and Ireland. This is so fun. I love it.
Sorry, I was pulling up a link and it was being annoying. Okay, Boston, massive Irish. Love it. Welcome to our field. Yes, across the pond. I love when people say across the pond. It's my favorite thing in the world. Okay. England here. Yes. This is so sick. Literally the last 5 minutes when she reads the chat. This is cool. Okay, so we have a video Zero sent to us. I do think we should watch it. It's Lionel Nation, big fan. Zero, hop in the chat when I need to pause it. To skip to the next thing, because I'm not gonna remember all that. So I'm gonna play this. Let's see what we all think about Miss Erika Kirk here. And then I have one more from her, unless she's in this video, from her recent Club America that we've got to look at. Another one of her Club America talks. Bear with me because it's currently trying to play through an ad. So I'm going to mute myself. And then
Do you ever watch that show Pawn Stars? Ever watch that show where somebody brings something in and says, hey, how much is this worth? And he looks like, oh, this is a phony. Remember Antiques Roadshow? My grandfather left me this hatchet. And is it worth it? Well, it's worth $1 million because it was George Washington, the one with the cherry tree. And you're always trying to find out what's real. There's all these videos about their fake Rolexes and the jewelers. And is this real? Is this gold? Is this real? Is this legitimate? Is this authentic? Every place you go, somebody's doing something along those lines. That explains the total story of Erika Kirk. Let me give you another example. If you caught today or yesterday or whatever, Kristi Noem got bounced as DHS head. She's a phony. That's the bottom line. Walking around with these stupid hair extensions and the cowboy hat, and everybody knew she was doing photo ops. The same thing that people see with Erika. Now, granted, one's a different position than the other. The number one statistic, the number one factor, the number one critical point, which people forget all the time, is that the number one aspect is you've got to believe people. And if you think they're full of it, that's it. It doesn't matter. It can be a TV show. It can be a character in a play, in real life. That's it. And the more you watch of Erika, I sound like a broken record. You can take all of the facts, all of the accusations regarding her mother, Romania, orphanages, you name it. And I'm telling you, if you put all of them together, all of them, and you said, put them over there, and let me do my thing by saying, play any tape, play, I don't know, 20 minutes of various clips from Erika. That's it. That's it. That's done. That's what kills TPUSA. And these people are so stupid, they don't do what President Trump did eventually with Kristi Noem and bounce her, cut ties, amputate that relationship. People hate being lied to. That is the bottom line.
I'm going to skip, but I am with him 120%. Oh, is it the best part? Okay, I'm going to keep going. Should I keep going, Zero? Okay. Tell me when to stop.
I really love him.
My message is the same.
Me too.
As a prosecutor, as a trial lawyer, somebody who's trying to get to the jury, I want you to zoom in on one fact. You're not going to understand everything. Let me give you an example, another example. And by the way, Candace has been exquisite in laying out. Oh my God. I hope all of this information is put together, bound in a file, presented to the Department of Justice or whoever it is, and said, here, we did this case for you. We did all of the witnesses, impeached all of their credibility, provided all of the evidence. This is why A, B, and C should happen. Seriously, put it this way, the Department of Justice or whoever would be hard pressed to explain why they would be ignoring this. But more importantly, this is something that when you put this together, it shows this part of her from a charity. Remember, this is not, she doesn't own a pizza store. She's not a sports athlete, which is redundant. She's somebody who represents Jesus, God, Christ, charity, and her husband. Watch anything that Charlie Kirk ever did. He never said, I once. He might say, I told my wife this, or I told somebody this. You don't know anything about him, where he came from. He never talks about himself. He talks about the mission. He talks about the mission. He talks about God. He talks about Jesus. He talks about everything. He talks to people. He went one time. There was somebody asked him, so what do you think about asked Charlie. It was a student who said, what do you think about firing park rangers? Park rangers at national parks. Not exactly the sexiest topic you can imagine. Charlie absolutely assiduously, carefully, specifically, surgically said, well, here's why this makes sense. It's a very good question. One, we got to cut $1 trillion budget, got to do everywhere, and park rangers do a thing. But the idea is not to get rid of park rangers, but to make their jobs more efficient. And he never talked about, well, when I was summoned to lead the masses, the flocks, to TPUSA, I
summoned
those bodybuilders. Somebody, no. This woman never talks about anything but herself.
I'm ending right there. That is the perfect line. She doesn't talk about anything. I've talked about this so many times. She says nothing of importance when she talks. And we will probably see that in the Club America video I'm going to play. But I'm going to skip to 10:20 here and see. This is a live reaction because I don't know what we're about to see. Zero. I'm putting this on you.
Ew, why?
a second. Now I can't see the thing. It like stopped giving me the. Okay, 9:20. There we go. Sorry, the screen's really funky on my end, guys. Okay.
Chris, what's going? I can't believe this.
That still looks wrong. Whatever.
And I frankly wanted to turn to President Trump and say, "Would you get her out of here? What are you doing?" That's the way I feel about Erika. But you know what? It's too late. It's too late because what she has done is she has ensured unending, incessant video commentary and video tributes and reporting from now until the end of time. Unbelievable. Let me tell you something right now. This is something we have never. Maybe you've been watching this for so long you don't realize it. Maybe you're just kind of new to this. Trust me when I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anybody in any form, any platform, any stratum stand before the whole world and be absolutely 100% committed to their own self-absorption and grandizement. Thank you for watching this.
Okay.
I love him.
I love him. He's right. Sorry, guys. I gotta look at that. Okay. I agree. I think we should now look at her video with, I'm gonna pull it up, the Club America event. There's just always something with her, isn't there? I can't believe she's still going on tour.
About that. He was talking about like her hugging Trump, and that made me think of that video. Did you ever pay attention to that? When she hugs him on stage, and you can tell in one moment he's trying to separate from her, and she goes in for more of a hug, and his face is wild. He looks like he's like grossed out, like he's like.
Well, he knows the optics are bad.
And I was like, yes. And I'm like, why is he's probably like, why the fuck are you still doing that? Like,
Yes. This is for behind those doors, darling. That's what he's thinking. Like you're also I like this comment. Erika has profited more off of Charlie than Microsoft has done with the Xbox consoles for literally. And they try and say that Candace takes all the money.
And in what time frame? That's crazy.
Think about all the donations and the life insurance money.
And I knew they made a lot, but I don't know how much Xbox has made, but I'm going to take her for her word. Or him, her. I'm not sure who this is. It's Cobain, so.
Right. We don't know but yes.
But yeah, that's a crazy comparison though.
Yeah, it's true
That's
though.
crazy.
Okay. I wanted to put another thing on here really quick. Yep, you have the English Constitution. Where were you? I saw something else I wanted to put. Okay, this one. Erika's supposed to become
360 phase.
She hasn't ascended yet. Erika's supposed to be coming to North Ireland to start up a Turning Point branch. I saw it in the papers. It won't go well for her. I just thought we should all know. She's expanding her reach, y'all. She is not.
Well, and I find it really interesting too, because here, obviously, I feel like it would be the opposite, but that just goes to show what kind of like media coverage or whatever people are getting over there, because we all know that in every country you're getting different coverage, you're getting different information. It's really curious to see during any given time frame what one country is saying about a situation versus the other. So I think that's really cool, which makes all of this really cool when you have people from other countries in the chat, because it's a perspective we genuinely can't see unless we get like a VPN and intentionally dig into other news networks in other countries. We're really not able to get that information. It's a totally different world.
It totally is. I agree. And this is awesome. Best chat ever, as always.
It is.
Okay, let's see this one. Sherika is from J Mafia fam. They have to be. And they have the balls to call it the Make Heaven Crowded tour. We have talked about this offline, but it's giving just like
drink the Kool-Aid.
pack.
Yeah,
I think it's like suicide pack. Like I'm just gonna send these
all
people out of the board.
What was the cult back in the day where they were drinking the Kool-Aid because they were going to the aliens or whatever? Do you know what I'm talking about? Somebody will know. But that's exactly what I thought when I heard that first time. I was like, I feel like this is like, that vibe. Everybody's gonna drink the Kool-Aid and then say goodnight. It's such a weird title.
Yeah. Zero wants to know, curiosity is the best me if you
Jim
both
Jones.
took 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim Jones. That's right.
Yeah.
Zero said, so curiosity is the best me if you both took 30 seconds to weigh into what Lionel said. what say the both of you. We all think the same. What do you think, Rogue? You're good at these.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think it's the same as what we've already been touching on. I agree. I think if you break it down to whether or not you feel they're lying to you, or I was intrigued actually at the fact that he went through the idea of putting everything in a list like we've talked about doing too, because of how, I feel like people keep forgetting about one thing because it's been a certain amount of time, and it's easy because all these things seem like little things. But the reality is once you catch someone in a lie, it's going to, it's going to crash and burn eventually because it just keeps piling up, and she's doing a really bang up job of it. But
Yeah, I agree. I think also it's one of those things where it's like, no matter how hard you try to lie, your authenticity is just bleeding. Like either it's good or bad, but your vibes just come through the camera. Actually, it's normally worse. Normally, if you're in person, you can kind of like good look your way out of certain things, but on a camera, there's only so much you can do, in my opinion. Okay.
I can't get over that.
Where are you at?
The Erika, as soon as she did the WWE.
This one. Okay. I was Erika as soon as she did the WWE WrestleMania Pirate. Yes. Well, that was the problem was they were told, I was told this, that they were basically told to come out and act like it was a rally and not act like it was a memorial. So it's not even that they were acting that way because they felt that way. They acted that way because they were told to act like it was some big rally. Rah rah, look what we did, which is really weird at a memorial.
I really wanted to try to find, but my thing's not working. Some of those AI, the AI like TikToks of Erika like flying in on a harness and like that's so funny.
Yes, giving the Miley Cyrus vibes. All right, I'm going to show this one at her Club American. We'll see what we all feel. Let's feel the vibes. I haven't watched this one either. This will be a live reaction.
Well, you were a stay-at-home mom and all this stuff. Like, that's what you should go back to doing or something like that. A lot of people don't realize that before I met Charlie, I had my own company, and I still do. And it was one of those things where I built it in a way where that when I got married and had children, it could run on its own. I didn't have to do day-to-day. I could check in, but I didn't have to do day-to-day. And that's the beautiful thing is like young women in here, if you do create a company or a business and you're an entrepreneur, build it in a way that it sustains itself so that when you do find your husband and you have children, family, that's your main focus. You can have your calling on the side of your company, but your main focus is your husband and your children. And there's something beautiful in that. Unfortunately, I did not see my life being like this. I didn't. So when people are like, oh, she's now this role, I'm honoring what the Lord has put in front of me. And I'm also honoring my husband's request. And now I have to be the sole provider for my children. And again, this is not a business card opportunity. There's something very biblical in a woman honoring her husband and stepping up and standing in. I have an amazing team. I do. And I could not do it without them. Again, my focus is on making sure my children are amazing, young, biblically aligned little humans. But again, you perspective, your life is so much greater than just this blip on a radar. And my focus is always making sure that everything that I'm doing is leading me closer to heaven, not further away from it.
Oh my, that hurt. That absolutely hurt. When she said, but
like
again,
lately,
I'm sorry.
No, I just feel like she sounds like she's pissed off at everyone lately, right? Like, doesn't that, I feel like that feels like a lecture and not, you know what I mean? But
so when you think about Charlie Kirk as a speaker, he was like extremely, he was like, he was succinct. He didn't go on these long rambles, blah, blah, blah. He got to his points.
I think what pisses me off the most is her continuing to act as if she had no choice. That's you have a choice. Stop acting like you didn't need to do this for money. You could have taken a break and put someone in temporarily. You're acting as if there was zero choice. Your hands were tied. It's a load of crap. And obviously at this point, we're all watching the way she's handling this and going, yeah, this isn't this Charlie probably never even said anything about that in reality. Like I know there's something out there saying he said something, but you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he
We
would have
don't have
easily
proof of
been able to
that.
be like, I feel like he would have easily been able to be like, I mean, it would be great, sure, maybe, but there's a lot to it. You know, there would have been nuance to the statement if he ever made it. But just to act like your hands were tied, you had no choice is just stupid. It sounds so dumb. Like, I don't know about you, if my life took a turn in that way, and I have kids to raise, and I'm at this point in my life where I'm pushing 40. I've got 2 little kids. I've got all the money I could ever need. I'd be like, "Someone do something great with the company, and I will be happy to come in and participate when I need to and when I can." But, like, at this point, I'm gonna just focus on, enjoying the rest of my life with my kids. That's the most important thing. I can't fathom choosing the path she chose. It doesn't and it's always the push to it being a biblical thing because no one's gonna argue with that. The same way they push the widow thing. It's the same thing, different words.
Yeah, I get so tired of the Christian manipulation words because that's what it is, and then people will assume all Christians are like this. I hate that, so I'll start there. But then I'll keep going. Maybe she was forced to do this because she's an MK Ultra
True.
plant. Well, then maybe they need to read the room and still remove her because this is too much. Like maybe her hands were completely tied, and I'll give her that. If you're Miss MK Ultra, Miss CIA, I don't care who you are.
Someone
You're
holding
planted.
something to your
Yeah,
head. Yeah.
whatever you are. Okay, at this point, guys, the public perception is no. It's nah.
Yeah, it's like,
So
at this point, fine then. I'm not talking to her anymore. I'm not talking to Erika Kirk,
please
CEO.
just
I'm
take her.
talking to whoever is her CEO, okay?
Yes.
You guys
Whoever's
chose the
handling
wrong
her.
person.
Yes, please. We need a different face. It's too much. It's too much. It feels like she's spitting in Charlie's face and then also on his grave. Okay, let's see this. Tucker should have called them out at the memorial. I think he wouldn't have known at that point. Just like
And I
most of us
don't know if he
didn't.
would have anyway, given that
Yeah.
it was a memorial for Charlie. I don't know if he would have.
He was the only person who said anything semi-base, speaking of. So I feel like he was the only person
Which
who actually
seems to be
sounded
pretty
genuinely
standard.
upset. Yeah. Okay, love this one. I love you as a commenter. Please come to all of our lives. She's
I know.
please come back. I'm like
Did you
obsessed
see
with
the
your
one
comments.
earlier? He had one earlier that I was laughing at.
I posted one of them. I went back and did it, but she's been in the spotlight more than Michael Jordan at this point. I mean, literally. And this is coming from someone who, like, no one knew who she was before then, besides Miss Jillian, who was 15 years old and obsessed with her from her Miss Arizona days. But like, that was long gone, right? No one knew who she was comparatively to
No.
Charlie.
I think I
And no
always
one
just
even knew how big
forgot he
Charlie
was
was.
married. I just forgot he was even married
Yeah,
most of the time.
he wasn't the main star of that, or she wasn't the main star. Okay, I didn't see this actually.
I know. I actually saw that comment and was like, "Oh."
Mike, you'll have to
'Cause I've
send me
gone to her
something.
website. I've gone to that clothing website. Someone had asked what her company was. She has like a clothing website.
Oh yes, I
It's
remember.
clothing.
And actually, Charlie was on there, and he was modeling for some of the stuff there.
Because
The
I have
Proclaim
looked at
streetwear.
the stuff out of curiosity, but unless this is in reference to the because she obviously had the real estate shit too.
So this is true, Zero. Yes, and this is why Charlie thought he might go to prison. Because the Department of Revenue clearly stipulates the aforementioned organization shall not endorse a political candidate. They are breaking the DO guidelines. Some people will say that they did it through TPUSA action. No one believes that because you used to see TPUSA actual emblems on their it would say Turning Point. It wouldn't say TPUSA action. So you can't say that they weren't endorsing it. But people have tried to say that's why, because they have the 5014C4, I think. But totally agree. I think that's why Charlie was worried. Okay, she banked more money than the Bank of England at this point. She is the
Did you
Rothschild.
see the other comment? Little humans. She sounds like Edward Scissorhands. Fantastic.
I'm ready to.
movie, by the way.
Well, this is, yeah. Who speaks like that? Biblically aligned little humans. No one says that. I mean,
It's so
seriously.
weird. Yeah.
If
How
I
about
were to
just say
say,
good humans.
I would just say if you're talking about a Christian, you just say, following Christ. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not
good
that hard.
Christians.
A
Whatever.
good, who even says that about their child? A good Christian.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I
I
just
wouldn't
want to
even
make sure
say
my
that.
kid's not a freaking serial killer.
Yes. I hope he has great morals that we will follow. Like, that's the problem with her. All of her extra speak. It's not authentic. Forgot about Jeff's Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, led by Warren Jeffs. Yes, this group practiced polygamy and controlled marriages, often involving underage girls. I remember that, Stacy. That was a Yes. Little humans, she sounds like Edward Scissorhands. She does. She sounds like
So
someone who was
funny.
around too many little humans for too long, and we don't know why. For those who say Turning Point action can, here's the facts. The screen behind EK during the butt grab heard around the world said TPUSA. Yes, exactly, Zero Eyes. That's exactly what I was saying. They say that. They say that's why, but it's not the right one. Agreed. Erika's surrounded by enablers. I would say handlers, who buy her poop and make it easy for her to continue, not just her making
Peeps.
firing decisions. Her management team is hiring sycophants and purging potential adversaries. Of course they are. That's what you do when you're in power. Don't you know that, Snoops? You know the game. That's what they play. Human means less than man. They have screwed with our language. I never thought about that.
That's an interesting take. Yeah, it does. It's almost like when you hear about
That's a
people
good.
who've like committed murder, but they refuse to like use the person's name, like to like distance themselves from it. They'll like,
Mhm.
it's interesting that it was her kids that she did that with. Because like whenever you listen to like someone who's talking about like a murder, like they'll refuse to say their name if a lot of times if they're guilty, because it's like too connected to they're trying really hard to disconnect from the person themselves. So it's
Right.
weird that she did say this in regards to her kids, because I can see how human sounds less than like a person, as a
Yes.
interesting take. I like that.
I always didn't like when people said young people, and then I found myself saying it one day, and that annoyed me. But like when
I
they're
mean,
like,
I
"The
can
young
also
people."
see some people just call them tiny humans. Some people call them crotch goblins. There's a lot of words for them, but
Yes,
I think
I
I've probably
agree.
said tiny humans, but
I agree with this, Mike. The theatrics had to drive Tucker crazy. He had to be sitting there just thinking, what the hell did I sign myself up for? Because he knew he had a couple of speaking engagements with them. He knew that.
yeah.
Imagine sitting there with Andrew Colvett. All right, sorry. Erica Vance is on the horizon. If JD becomes president, she's sliding in there like, I'm done with
Juan
you.
Soto home run.
That is so funny. Okay. Check out Scarika's basketball boyfriend, Harrelson. He was caught up in a cheating fixing scandal. No one's surprised. She had no discernment, quite frankly, either. Like, if we're going to talk about Charlie, we got to wrap it back up to Erika. She was on some hopper lifestyles. She hopped from people to people. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You're
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
You're cracking us up.
We're
I love
getting
everyone
there.
in the comments right now. I just want you all to know that.
Yeah, if you guys are here and you're enjoying it, please subscribe. We're definitely still
Sorry,
like
Zero.
small potatoes in the world of YouTube, but we're working on it, and we talk a lot and we really enjoy this, and for us it does feel a lot more purposeful than like just coming on here to like build a following in a business. This is like important. That's why we're doing it, and yeah, any support helps. So thank you very much.
You said that perfectly. And we think independent, I'm going to speak for both of us. I think we both believe that independent news it needs to be truly independent, because we both have different views on some things, which makes
Yeah.
us a fun like interaction to have, but then we also have similar views and like good personalities together. So we like to hop on together. We'll do
Well, and
videos separate, but it's fun.
we've talked too before about, I feel like this is something, I mean, I think all of us can agree that it's completely lost in current society, the ability to disagree with someone or to have a different take and to actually listen to the other person, to listen to try to understand versus listen to try to argue. And I feel like we have kind of found this little grouping of people right now that are just okay with in fact, not even just okay with, but welcoming to different opinions. Like I said to my husband tonight, because we were talking about this, and I said to him, I was like, I'm excited about the fact that these people that I've been talking with see things differently or live in different parts of the world, or whatever it is, because as far as I'm concerned, whenever I find out something about someone is vastly different from me, I'm like excited that like I'm going to get to learn something new that I wouldn't otherwise have exposure to, and I'm excited about. I'm not worried about making sure this person thinks just like me. I'm excited about the fact that I'm going to be expanding myself as a person by interacting with these other people, and we just don't do that anymore. anymore. And it's almost like we refuse to because it feels uncomfortable or icky, or like you're trying to tell me I'm doing something wrong. We all have to be able to do this. And that's the only way we're going to come together and get past the current situation, is if we can start to do this. So as far as I'm concerned, that's my goal. I don't care if you believe everything I say, if the things I cover are things you believe. I just hope that watching me interact with other people and explore different ideas allows other people to recognize the fact that it's okay to do that. It's encouraged to do that. And we all need to get better at it.
Yeah, I think that's
Thanks,
like
love and compassion.
the point of the channels, just to, bring it home here, is like we want to have independent thought. So it's fun when you guys are in the chat, even if you don't agree with us, just be respectful. That's all we
Yeah,
say.
you just don't be
All
a
right,
dick.
I'm gonna catch up on some comments. Utah is a haven for polygamy. Research Amanda Ray. Y'all are throwing so much at me,
I
but
know, my
will.
God, got so many notes.
Screenshotting.
I don't have
You have
time to
notes?
watch all this stuff.
Oh no, I just screenshot myself. Okay, timeout.
Did you make a cute face?
No. I was like, oh.
From a cult.
All right,
I think
I
I've
just
heard
need
of Amanda Ray before.
You got that written down, Rogue. I might just circle back.
I
with
do,
you.
yeah. I got my pen and
that's
paper.
funny.
I'm old
Okay.
school.
It came for Tucker hard when he returned from Russia. Why aren't we, guys? I'm going to go on a rant. Sorry, we bring up Russia. Here comes a rant. Why aren't we allies with Russia? What?
It's
what
so annoying
is,
to me.
Someone tell me.
Like,
why
I feel like we
not
would be an unstoppable force if we
but
were one with Russia.
And I'll tell you why we aren't one with Russia, because a very long time ago, the people that funded the state of Israel, their hardest and worst people to try and defeat was the Russian Empire. They finally did do it. We hear that as the Bolshevik Revolution, but I will tell you, they still hate Russia. So why do we hate Russia? Because our greatest ally hates Russia, not because we should. Okay, that was my rant, but it is true, and you can fact check that. Okay, in Black's Law Dictionary, person means monster, something that is dead. Okay, I have no idea what that means. Have you heard of that?
Law. What's Black's
Black's
Law?
Law.
I don't
Put
even
that
know
in the
what
chat,
it is.
Paul. What's Black's Law? Do you think Tucker will go in another one of their events? Probably. He's a nice guy, but you haven't seen him lately. So
he's always open to talk with someone he doesn't agree with. So even if he looked at it from that perspective, I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
I think it would be surprising to talk to Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin, and I still think he would do it.
Yeah.
Erika is the Lil Kim of the 90s. She follows the money. LOL.
Lil Kim.
Yes. Dude, that was such a throwback. So much in yesterday's episode. Erika was living in China with Josh Harrelson while he was playing pro basketball. I didn't realize it was because
she was living in China.
I knew that, but not because of the pro basketball. Wow. Why did I miss that episode? I don't know.
Because there's a lot of information to take in every day, and it's too much.
It is. There's a lot. When we do this, you have to remember.
I feel like we have. You know what we should do is I should be like, all right, Tuesday you take Baron and I'll take Candace, and then we'll merge at the end of the week.
I know. It would be nice if I had the time to actually do smaller videos where we can break them down. But Coach does a pretty good job of that stuff, and it's a lot to keep up with. Okay, independent news and discussion is the last thing anyone can trust. I hope this journalist is not motivated by money. I think you're joking. With over 14, how many zeros is that, Professor Hoodoo?
14 million. 14 million.
Is it?
Yeah, there's just a decimal in there, so it looks
there's
worse.
a decimal. Sorry, guys. My
Why
brain.
worse?
I think she can raise her little humans without ever working.
That's what I'm talking about.
And she has more
with
than
that kind of money. You can raise your kids. You don't need to work. It's not mandatory, and you can still take that money and do fantastic things in the world of the biblical world that you want. You can do so many things if that's the reason. Okay.
Oh Lord, they love how you think. They love you. I love you.
If you could be inside this noggin, you wouldn't even know what you were saying half the time.
Right. Imagine Tucker will be done with TPUSA and other organizations will merge to showcase the views we agree upon for the most part. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. You girls
he wouldn't go out of his way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not gonna. Yeah, he's busy. He knows people. He don't need all that. You girls are spitting facts like Prime Easy E. That's funny as heck. I'm done with you. You're cracking me up. Okay, another horrible jobs report was released today. Ooh, Audrey. Hello, Audrey. New to the chat here, I think. The United States lost 92,000 jobs in February 2026. This is the highest number of job losses for February since the Great Recession. Why do we think that happened? Someone's going to blame it on AI, and I will not. Because AI doesn't do a good enough job yet. Sorry, guys. I've worked with AI extensively, and it still sucks.
It's pretty fucking stupid, honestly.
Only if you're a coder, really. I mean, I worked in an industry it should have been pretty good with. So I don't know. I have a book full of notes on the CK case. Mike, you can send them my way, discourseamerican@gmail.com. OMG at Rogue, the thumbnail on the last stream was not kind.
So funny when he
Wait.
posted it in the chat that we're all
Uh-huh.
in, and
Oh,
it was
yes.
like my face was like retarded.
Well, and I was like this. Like, it was so weird.
I said, you just look bored, and I literally look like this. And I said, you just look bored, and I look like a supermodel. I'm sorry, not everyone can be this blessed.
Yeah, Zero, why'd you do that to us? And drop it in the chat with Danks.
So funny.
All right, they're just changed names. The Bolsheviks didn't go away. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Correct.
No, they didn't. But they did really cause quite the conundrum for the global world order. They moved that a lot faster along. Snowden's dad is stationed back home in Allenton, PA, by the way. Ooh, good to know. Stacy, another really good tip giver. I'm just going to put it. Snowden dad in PA. Thank you. Thank you. Tucker, can you see him as future president? He doesn't want it. I would love it. He doesn't want it. What do you think, Rogue?
No, yeah, I would love it. Yeah, but I don't think he would ever do that.
I don't think that. He literally said once he didn't even want to keep doing what he was doing, but his buddy literally convinced him to keep going because he had the influence he did. He said he wanted to go fishing.
At some point, you're going to feel burnt out. And we're not talking about someone who's had a small career. So I imagine it's got to get to a point where you're a little bit reaching the end of your rope.
I'm sure he'd get tired of being called antiseptic when he's clearly not. Black law is the dictionary judge used. Oh, okay. That's cool to know. I did not know that. We love you, Paul. This is great. Statesman is underrated versus electing a new leader every 4 years. Amen. Mike, this is what I learned in my studies. The reason why we now elect a leader every 4 years is for the Zionist cause, because they can replant a new person in every 4 years if that last person went off the script. So 100%. That's yeah, basically, yes. The monarchy's actually fared much better than we realized. Super hard to watch everything while doing research too. It is, love.
Yeah,
thank you
it
for
is.
that.
Especially when you're like pre-thinking about what you're going to talk about. It's like, then you have to kind of pick and choose what you watch, but you're missing the other stuff.
You want Jon Stewart as president. I love the Big Daddy. I heard he's part of that little cabal. I thought he was part of the cabal. I don't know.
I can wipe my own ass.
Oh, thanks, love. Okay. Completely trolling about independent. I knew you were. Zero is the only thing we can trudge first. At first I was like, no, you did not. Okay.
I was diving into Phil Lyman like last night, dude. Was it last night when I was texting you about that lady that I was re-looking at from the event? The one who did the video about her nieces and everything. And did you see that post that who put it on? We should pull it up on X.
Can you pull it?
Did I send it to you? Yeah, let me get an X, and because this was crazy to me, and it made me go back into her Instagram, Tiffany Barker, is that what her name was? And I was going back into it, and that's when I had sent you actually, let me do this while I do this, because I have to find that in the Discord. I'm going to send you the link I had sent you. Because
I agree, because I kind of think that Phil Lyman has some connection to Erika, because in her wedding video, she said, I want to thank all of my Utah family for being there. Has anyone heard of Erika's Utah family? Like, in the way that she says that? Why would you thank all of your Utah family? And she specifically said, I want to thank Turning Point USA, the family of Turning Point USA, and my Utah family. Well, is Phil Lyman your Utah family, your Utah uncle? I mean, who the heck are you, Phil Lyman? All right, give me literally 2 seconds. I'm going to hop for like 1 second to close my door because my dog's barking and it's going to bother me.
Okay. Yeah, I saw this on X the other night. Actually, it's funny because I was freaking exhausted because I had been I don't even know. We had been doing a live, so I was like up later than I'm going to send it to your Discord. This is the one I initially saw. You can play this one. And then I'll send you also the one that I was talking about after, but you can pull this one up first. I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Yeah, I was just ranting. I was ranting about Discord and the way they send links. It was fine. But wow, this is so annoying. It's not letting me copy this link. Give me a 2 seconds. How come I could do Zero's link so good? This is weird.
So this is, I found this interesting because this is talking about, this is kind of like going back to the day it happened, right? Because we're talking about people who were there. We're talking about Hunter Kozak and like the connections between some of the people who were some of the first people to really speak out about the event and go on like news channels about the event. And I know that this woman has like, you know, she's very politically prominent in her area in Utah, but it's really intriguing, this video. And then what it caused me to do was go back to her profile, which I had gone to after, because she was someone that Candace spoke about early on. She had talked to her. So I went to her Instagram after that, and I rewatched the video where she talks about what happened that day. And I felt like there was just a weird, and this is literally just like active time research with all of you here. Maybe someone here will have information about what the event that took place that she references in her video that just made me pause as to why she was saying it, and made me kind of dig in a little more, because it just made me question about, you know how sometimes these things happen, right? Like you find out that whatever, this Charlie Kirk thing happened, but then you find out that something else was happening right at the same time and they were connected somehow. And that's the vibe I got. There's probably no connection, but it just made me pause because it was a weird insert that she had at the end of her. We don't even have to watch her whole video after, but it was just a weird insert she put in at the end. And I was like, why did she even say that? And then I decided to look into that, and I didn't get very far because I was half asleep. But this one here is definitely interesting if you want to play this one first. And
I will.
Make sure you hit X, because there's like an X on the volume thing on X. Lots
Okay,
of X's
real
in
quick,
that
I'm going to
stuff.
put this up. Great plan of BB is for the whole Middle East to be under Israel. No, the great plan of BB is to have the whole world under Israel.
The whole world. It's just going to start there.
They were already financed by them. So, but yeah, agree, steel on steel.
Agreed,
They're just
100%.
they never stop. They never
it's phase
stop.
2 of phase of 12,000 phases.
Maybe
just
5.
taking everything. Yeah.
I think we're well. I think it's under the New World Order thing that Alex Jones has said forever. But the worst part is they call it Zionism, and that it was hidden in plain sight. So, all right, gonna push play on this one. Can you hear it?
No,
it did the thing again. This thing. No,
it's so weird.
No, it didn't actually. Maybe it takes a second. Let me play it again. Well, it's not working. Do you see that? It's literally fine.
Yeah.
My stuff is fine. I tell you guys
see
what, StreamYard every once in a while likes to go bananas.
Let me see if it'll pull up on mine.
It's like, you've been on here too long, lady.
Appreciate you.
Oh, now it's working.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, I think it just has a minute before it talks.
Oh, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe it's just music. I don't even know.
Actually see what happened? I know you were only 15 feet away and there was just this eruption and this chaos. Did either of you actually see Charlie in that moment?
I had looked away right then, but my daughter saw it and my nieces saw it. Did you see it too?
I didn't see him get shot, but I saw it a minute later when they posted the video online.
Also, I feel like she's weird here, that girl.
She giggled.
She kind of laughs and it was weird. Yeah. You're going to want to pause on these.
I was going to say, do we want to go line by line? I can probably back.
Yeah, you're going to want to pause because it's literally, it's just like, so this is obviously, it says the connection we weren't supposed to find. Okay. Okay, pause. So Tiffany Barker's the mom here. She's the one who made this big, she went on like Fox News shortly after. She also made a big video where she talked about what her daughter saw and that they were praying.
You remember that.
Do you remember this? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So to her.
Taylor Beldine, at the very end of this too, there's a really perfect, like kind of almost like a family tree where it breaks down the connections of all these people. But Taylor Beldine is the girl here who was interviewed with Tiffany Barker. And she knew Hunter Kozak because she went to like prom or something with his brother.
Are they going to say it here?
Yes. Okay.
She went to prom with Hunter's brother.
Yes.
6 months prior.
6 months prior. Yep.
Bro.
So
Stop
interesting. You
it.
can keep going. There's more.
Yeah, that went too fast for me. I'm glad we're doing it this way. Tiffany Barker
Okay.
with niece Taylor Bell. Well,
Yep.
this was the one we
Okay.
listened to. We kind of already got
Yep.
there. We know what they said. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
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 Hunter's brother Taylor knew Macy Neff. Okay.
Oh
Could she be
no.
related to Blake Neff?
Why does his head look like an alien there? Come on,
Because
guys. Like he's giving
he's
Mega Mind.
he
Okay,
is giving
sorry.
Mega
I'm sorry.
Mind.
I'm sorry.
Macy Neff connects to Lainey Neff, and this is where it gets interesting. Okay.
Who's Lainey Neff?
Hold on. You'll see at the end because there's connections to everything. Okay.
Oh,
Lainey
Lord.
Neff is directly acquainted with the Farnsworth and the Boyers.
Okay. Well, this is worse. But that's not all.
But that's not all. Lainey Neff also knows Tiffany and Shane Barker. Tiffany, again, the one who was just interviewed with the other niece or whatever. Niece
Whoa.
went to prom with Hunter's brother. Mhm.
Alert, alert. Charlie Kirk with these
She
people.
did meet Charlie Kirk. She says that. She's clarified that. They said they met once because that her daughter there sang the national anthem at an event. Okay, so through his brother's connections, Hunter Kozak's tied to Turning Point. I feel like we kind of already knew that in some way or another, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Okay, so Hunter Kozak's brother, Taylor Kozak, who knows Macy Neff. Okay, Macy Neff knows Lainey Neff, who's connected to all these people. Okay, so Hunter Kozak's brother knows her, who's connected to all of these people. Okay,
All the key players.
his other brother, Chanson Kozak, who went to prom with Tiffany Barker's niece, the one who was just interviewed, while Tiffany Barker is deeply involved with Phil Lyman.
Which is how they
Lainey
got on
Neff-
the news.
Mhm. Lainey Neff has her inner circle with the Boyers, the Farnsworth, and Blake Neff. So it was Blake Neff's cousin, Adam Neff, who was at Fort Huachuca with Erika Kirk, supposedly, and Brian Harpole.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay. What are the
What are
odds the last person to ask Charlie Kirk
Yeah.
was ominously foreshadowed? Oh, Jesus.
Connected to TPUSA.
Help us. We are in the last days, I swear.
Hunter's own dad
Yeah, we
is a
knew this.
longtime Hollywood TV producer. Hunter strategically planted to stage the dark irony of Charlie's murder with his final question. But yeah, interesting that I think that's probably it. Yeah. So that one woman who did the interview, her niece, she was there. She said she was there with like 15 of like her nieces and her kids or something at the Charlie Kirk event.
This never
But
gets
so
better.
now I'm going to give you another one. We don't have to watch this whole thing because this is her long ass video where she talks about what happened. But
I can't pull that one up because I don't have Instagram.
you can't.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Let me go in there. And then maybe I can try and recall where that part of it is. I can even try to cue it up before we pull it up because we don't need, because I think it's long. Let me see if I can even see how long it is.
Okay, I'm going to hit the chat really quick. Question: if Tucker ran as president, who would you want as his VP? I don't know. I need someone that I know is going to be like truly honest, doesn't have any Fed associations, even though Tucker does too. But I actually think that could be why he's so good at what he does. Tucker ran as VP. Maybe Massey. Thomas Massey. I'd take him. Okay. Greatest ally. I'm glad you're here, Steel on Steel. Greatest ally is like having a bipolar alcoholic friend you hang out with. Sometimes he is funny, but too many times he causes fights with the people around you, then wants you to get his back and have you pay for it. I agree. Imagine this Tucker as President, Candace a VP. Would that cook? I don't know. I feel like Candace is right where she needs to be because she's exposing some big, deep ties that are run pretty deep. Barron's chart regarding Bill. Okay, I'll check it. Israel is the British City of London East India Trading Company. Amen. Hey, say less. You're telling me it's all the same people, all the same families, the same story. But now they want more control. StreamYard moves like Erika with the dog. It does. I even pay for the extra StreamYard, guys. Okay. Yes, I have documents regarding Israeli intel plans to operate that New World Order. Me too. Stacy, if you want to link up, though, feel free. American Discourse at gmail.com, please. If you want. If not, keep your research and yeah, just get it out to the masses. People need to know. They need to know. It's the Zionism plan. Hype in the chat, smash the like. Rogue, let me know when you're free. Sorry, I'm just going through. There's tons of comments. I want to cover.
No, you're good. I'm listening through it because I know it's long. I wish it would let me see the scroll bar on here, but it's not. Let
You're
me see if
fine.
I can see it on my phone because I just want to. I can't remember how long it is because I don't want to sit there and let it play forever. But
Yeah. While we bash down Iran's power, Turkey's power rises. So Bibi will want to cause trouble there. The thing is they don't realize that it's like they're playing that game where you have to like smash what's that thing that comes up and you like smash it every time. That's what it seems like they try and do, just smash every opponent and like another one will pop up. It's like they've been trying this for centuries to rule the world. This is nothing new under the sun. Feels like there's only 100 people living there. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, in Utah. He's giving me destroy all human vibes. Yes. Poor Blake. I know his head. I'm sorry, Blake. Your head is. Neffs are from Pennsylvania, Blake and his cousin. It's an interesting last name, too, because I've seen it a couple other times. Has anyone else noticed the absurd amount of nomenclature used by literally every person on the day of CK shooting? Ironically, yet not ironic at all, the Shill podcasters all said the same thing. They do. They say the same talking points. Bigger connection more than a Kardashians. It is. It's actually, that was insane. I just sent ADN a similar flowchart. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, we're all on the same page. Not only that, but Hunter sneaked into the event because he was blacklisted because of his involvement with Destiny and the Un-F American movement. Yeah, and he snuck through the back where that dang SUV was, if we remember correctly, folks. Oh, MTG, also a good one. I feel like I actually did not blame her for leaving. I was like, she should have stayed. Because the quote unquote deep state swamp, whatever, it goes so far back, it would take some very deep and serious plucking of that government that exists beyond the clouds to really get us out of this situation. But the first start would be get rid of the feds, baby. Get rid of that Fed Reserve. Not our feds, but the Fed Reserve. About Channel 5 interviewing Hunter 2 days after in the same clothing as he wore at UVU when Charlie was taken on of the board. They just do that stuff to laugh in our faces and make us feel sick. Stacy, you've been suppressed big time. You know what? My Epstein stuff never gets out. Only like 100 people watch them. Maybe they just don't like Epstein, but they never push that content. He tells you the 7 countries right after 9/11. General Wesley Kirk. Oh, yeah. Whack-a-mole. Thank you, Paul. You knew what I meant. Whack-a-mole. It's a bunch of whack-a-mole with Israel. One new enemy, they'll guess smash another. For country size in New York, Israel has too much power. It's crazy. It's because of who they're backed by financially. Whack-a-mole is a game you think of. Thank you, Snoops. Yep, she should have stayed and worked from the inside. Okay. Have you came across the old Dan McGard yet? He's been investigating false flags for years. He could. No, I haven't, Paul, but I will. I'll look. You guys are giving good tips today. Thank you. This is fun. Love it. Okay. Mike, question better asked for women. CBS interview with Hunter asking Erika a question was the only recent time I felt bad for her. How could she not just deny answering this question, allowing it? I think it's a humiliation ritual for the rest of us. I know that sounds a little dramatic and extreme, but these people think like this. They want us to wonder what the hell is going on and make us feel like we're stupid when we watch this stuff and be like, well, who in the world would ever agree to this shit? But if they were all in on it, then she absolutely agreed to that beforehand. There's no way, literally no way. They were like, oh, we got you. Surprise, surprise. Because Barry Weiss works for the Zionist lobby group, whatever. Erika Kirk works for them. Hunter Kozak probably works for them, given his dad's in television. I mean, they're all from the same scheme. So if, there's no way she wasn't aware. There's no way. And they're just trying to humiliate us.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it.
That's okay.
It's like 11 minutes long. And I can't scroll on the computer for whatever reason. But anyway, so she's essentially, the whole thing is she's talking about, what happened and whatever. And she makes this comment. I'm going to find the link I sent to you because that was what made me be like, wait a second. So she's talking about what happened and she's going through everything. Mind you, this is very much so about like the event and what she saw people doing in the moment and, people helping people. All that's lovely. And then she said something about like, and after what happened yesterday over in, I don't know, she referenced whatever country she referenced. And I was like, what is
Mhm.
she talking about? What happened yesterday? Right? Because I was like, I don't even
Mhm.
know what she's meaning. And so then I was like, why is she saying that here? It just felt like it was weird, right? Because it was very out of place with what she was talking about. She was talking about the event and then she talked about that. And so I just thought it was a weird drop and
Mhm.
I wanted to see if you had known what this is and maybe it's completely nothing, but I just felt weird about the way it was, and if anybody gets a chance to go and watch her um video where she's talking about that day, definitely do it. But like I said, it's like 11 minutes long, so it's long.
Mhm.
But then I was like, okay, well, what happened the day before? Because I don't feel like I've heard anybody talking about anything in regards to that. I'm
Mhm.
trying to find the link now for that. Of course, I just had it, but now I don't have it.
There's so many links in the world. Um, I think this is a good suggestion. Please analyze the last interview Charlie did. It is a 30-minute business interview. We will do that. I could do the whole thing live. Maybe not tonight, but another night. I wrote it down. Okay,
What
Mike,
what is it?
analyze the last interview Charlie did. It's 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's a good idea. Understood, but a better cover would have been Erika standing up to Hunter or denying it. Okay, Mike, what she's trying to do is play into the Christian sympathy card where she is the all forgiving, amazing Mother Mary type figure. So they wanted her to look like she was strong and can handle anything like running Charlie's business. That's how I take it. Let me know what you think, Mike, about that analysis, but that's how I took it. My American friend says he senses an Erika Trump presidential run the way she's moving. Yeah, well, everyone thinks that, but that would be so embarrassing.
Okay, I just sent that to you in Discord just so you can share because it's easier since it's on your screen. But this is the Wikipedia that is in reference to what happened on September 9th and 10th that she references in her thing. And it just felt weird to me. It's about like NATO and shit. Operation Eastern Sentry.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
Here on my screen, no. Operation Eastern Sentry is a NATO operation to protect territory along NATO's eastern flank. Well, where's that? Russian drone. Oh, of course. It's always Russia. Oh my God. Made in response to Article 4 declaration by the Polish government in response to a Russian drone incursion into Poland. Operation Eastern Sentry was launched 2 days later on September 12th without a stated end date. The primary purpose of the operation is to increase NATO's capacity in the air, at sea, and on the ground to counter military threats posed by Russia. Okay, so isn't this so funny how it's probably a false flag and another excuse?
Why would she bring that up?
Who brought it up?
Talking about Tiffany Barker when she
Oh.
was talking about what happened at the Charlie Kirk event. She's
That's
talking
so
for
weird.
10 minutes about
Mhm.
everything she saw. What they saw, what her kids did, the praying, the community coming together, and then she said something like, "And when I think about what happened yesterday in Poland and Russia," or whatever, and I was like, "What?" And so I looked
Yeah,
up,
I
I'm
guess
thinking,
it
"Why is
said
she talking about that?"
Prime Minister Donald Tusk of Poland stated that the Russian drone incursion of Polish airspace has brought Poland the closest to an armed conflict since the Second World War, stating that the Russian who wants to think it's probably a false flag by our greatest enemy or greatest ally,
But
sorry.
but I'm just thinking, why is she talking about that there? It just felt really weird
It
and,
has
like,
to be so
strategically
connected.
placed in her conversation. Like, because like, it stuck out like a sore thumb to me when because I've watched it. I watched it right after. I watched her video right after,
Mhm.
and, I didn't think anything of it, but there was so much going on. So then when I watched it again the other night, I was like, "What? What did she just say?"
That is weird.
And then I'm like, "So this big thing happened the day before the Charlie Kirk, right conveniently at the same time?" Distraction much, but I thought that was odd.
That is weird. It
Right.
sounds like she's more
Oh,
connected than
Tina, I
even
didn't
that
even know you were
thing.
back there. Tina's here, and I didn't know.
Oh,
How long have you been back there?
not
Hi.
that long, but she looks really cute. Okay, Erika Kirk exposed shocking posts, some while she was already married to Charlie Kirk. Do you want to do this right now? Rogue, how much time do you have?
Oh, I have as much time as you want. I literally could stay on
I'm
forever.
kind of down for this. I could stay on for a while if you guys are down. I'll look this up. Shocking post some while she was already married. I wish I could copy and paste this. Let me see if I can try. Okay, I can't. I'm just gonna type it. All right, give me a second. I'll look this up. Erika Kirk Exposed. Shocking post. Thank you guys all for being here, by the way. I know it's like it's just a fun operation. We have fun. While she was already married. What I really need to do is get a keyboard where I can type down here, because I'm
That's
like
what I'm
typing up
saying.
here.
I'm always trying to type around my mic. It's so annoying. I need a boom arm.
Oh my gosh. It says dirty posts. Time out. Snoops, what did you just put on me to play for these folks? All right, let's do it. All right. I blame you, Snoops, for how this goes. I will take zero responsibility. I'm just kidding. Oh, it's 7 minutes. Perfect. All right, let's see this.
Ooh, girl. Today we're going to be diving.
Wait. This is someone in Dank's chat, I thought.
Yeah, I was going to say, we watched something
This
of her.
person looks familiar. Okay, so I'm going to sub. Oh, shoot. This is not my other channel. Just kidding. I don't have a channel on this one.
Into Erika Kirk's vagina. I went there. So Erika Kirk has never come across to me as the trad wife type, especially when you look into her background and see all the different things that she has done to gain a social media following and fame. It just doesn't add up. And now that netizens have actually dug up a whole bunch of her old Instagram posts, we are even more confused than ever. Okay. Some of these messages range from just innocent fun to maybe a little bi to even rumors of a full-blown closeted lesbian. I do have to say,
wait, I never saw that one with the girl with the boobs out a little bit and like what she said. I'm going backwards for like 2 seconds, guys. This might, let's see. Oh,
I feel like I saw it, but
I saw it and it's not letting me stay on it. Oh, there we go. Oh, I can't see it. Dang it. And it's so hard for me. There we go. Okay. I don't even know what she's trying to say there. I think it's like, oh my gosh. F-E.
Oh my.
I don't know what it's saying, but she's making indiscernible check. Okay, I'm gonna go down
like,
to the
I
comments.
just couldn't. I just even as a non-Christian, I would feel uncomfortable doing something like that.
Mike, you're cracking me up. Missing war coverage, but y'all making it worth it. I'm sorry, but the war it's been decided. You know this, Mike. You know it. We know it. We all know it.
Closeted lesbian. I do have to say, however, there are a couple of pretty disturbing ones in the mix, and I think you guys need to see these. And I want you guys to comment down below what you think about this. The internet has been ablaze with all these girl-on-girl text messages from Erika Kirk from a while back. They were actually reporting on them in the news. So first up, evidently her vagina is, and she decided to tell the whole entire internet about it, as you can see right here. I love how people post this kind of stuff thinking that the entire internet really wants to know about their vagina. Let's move on and just remember that. Poor Charlie. Honestly, poor Charlie Kirk. Next up, we've got Sid, and this is just a normal everyday photo. You girls know how on social media we like to professionally get our picture taken with a whole bunch of balls around our face. Normally, this is something like we all do. See this post and you look so familiar. Didn't we take a class together? I could have sworn we had chemistry. Somebody had said that they had a little.
Bro, Snoops took us into a video that we were not ready for. I love it.
So happy about it.
This is tea, baby. Tea. All right, keep going. I love it.
Kind of contest as to who could give the cheesiest pickup lines. So they would always go back and forth with cheesy pickup lines. And again, I do think some of these posts are like that. I don't think some of these are too bad, but some of them get a little racy. All right. She goes, hey, girl, are you an interior decorator? Because when I saw you, the entire room became beautiful. And she comes in again, let me tie your shoes because I don't want you falling for anyone else. Sid posts this photo with her butt cheeks hanging out because that's perfectly normal. I mean, we all used to pose like this back in the day on social media. I know personally, I always loved to pose with my underwear like really far up my butt. It just looks really nice. And on top of all that, it's just a great feeling. You know what I mean? So Erika comments, are you from the moon? Because your physique is out of this world. Sid chimes
She's
back
not
in.
very good at it, I'll be honest. There's much better lines she could use.
All those curves and me with no breaks.
I remember that's from a song. I remember that. I cannot remember the song. I think it's Drake. Someone quote me. I think it is.
I wouldn't know. I never listened to him.
I you know what? It's fine. No judgment. I did. You guys can just think what you want to think. I can actually rap a little bit, which is also extremely embarrassing.
Oh, I can rap a lot.
I'm like just a little bit, but
That one kind of gets right up to the line, doesn't it?
Don't forget to like.
And next we've got Sid doing a full-on split right on the tennis court. Erika chimes in with, your court or mine? And Sid says, I'll show you my ace. And Erika says, good, because the whole world is about to witness it. Okay, girl. So she's like, I'm going to show you my vagina. And Erika's like, good, because the whole world's going to see it. And this one here, I got to say, I mean, you really can't take it any other way. She's loving this girl's huge boobies. She's loving them.
I can't.
She's like, oh my God. So
she can't even make a word.
Other lady boobs don't really excite me. I can look at my own if I want to see a pair of boobs, you know? So this reaction to a set of boobs is just a little much in my personal opinion. And guys, let's focus in on the date because this was 159 weeks ago. So this was after she met Charlie. She's out here posting and
interesting.
like
That's
going
interesting.
over a set of boobs on social media. I just find it a little bit disrespectful nowadays, especially when more people are openly gay or bi, to kind of show interest in another woman's breasts. That's just my personal opinion.
That's not where I thought this opinion would go.
But here's the thing, right? Like, say this was someone that was a friend of yours and they made this post. Like, I might be like, wow, you look gorgeous, right? Like, I would never, I would never think to be like, oh my God, you're big. Like, I wouldn't even think about that. Like, I would be like, you look beautiful. Like, because she's beautiful, obviously. Like, she's a very pretty person. But, like, I don't, it's just so weird to be like, it's weird.
I have to say, I hate it. I hate this about me. I'm going to admit it. But this was, once again, closer to millennial type humor, or like closer. Yeah. Unfortunately, I would have said something about why her shirt is so low. I would be like, girl, what's going on there?
I probably it also just depends on who it is and your relationship with them.
Exactly. I hate to say it. I would have said something probably funny to joke around about the situation here if she was my friend. But also, I wouldn't be drooling over her. I would just be like, I don't know. I have a weird sense of humor, so it may be, but I think
I have a
because
really
she's
weird
married.
sense of humor.
Yeah, I have a weird sense of humor. So like I always found these texts to be like on the verge of like it just doesn't seem like how
definitely see like people's I mean when you joke around with people and then it becomes like a theme and you just do it every time and I totally get it. I think it just is this all came about at the same time as the 15-year-old text.
That's the problem. That's the problem is that 15-year-old girl. I'm not texting girl like no way.
And that's the problem. And the fact that she acted like this was not who she is. Those are the two problems.
That's the problem because I think that like back when I was
she
younger,
acts in all those Instagram videos, like when she points to the thing and she's laughing at the fish fillet, that's 100% something I would have done and acted that way, like for sure. When you're with your friends and you're just being silly and you're out and having fun, I can totally see that. It's the fact that she's acting as if she didn't do those things that's the problem.
Well, that's the thing is like
fine. It's fine.
Not a like honestly, it's only because she acted like holier than thou. Like if you would have known me, I mean, I don't know, whatever this time period was, I would have said some weird shit too. I probably would have quoted some Drake lyric. I mean, I literally obviously recognized it. So I don't know. I'm trying not to give her like take it too much from it. I think the internet is different now. And we all know
we're much more cautious and censored now. We didn't think of it the same way. Although,
and I don't think we've even
might have been already at that point though. Because this wasn't actually that long ago. If it was like she had already met Charlie, that means after 2018. Right? Because they met in 2018
during that time. I was like, I don't know. After 2020, 2021, that was a weird time to be alive. And like COVID made people very sensitive to things. And I think that could have been about the time when the internet changed a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I can kind of see it. Like if you're joking around, it's just not who she said she was. But like, also, can we say this? Charlie Kirk listened to Kanye.
15-year-old girl, and how she's basically claimed this wasn't how she is. That's the problem.
Yes,
it's
that's
the
the problem.
divergence of who she's claiming to be and who she clearly was, and that's the problem. The disconnect between the two.
Yes. Yes. This is the song. Thank you for posting it. Yep. Right here. You with all them cars and me without no brakes. Yes, I remember. Trust me, I know the song. So I'm once again, I'm not gonna pretend I'm somebody I'm not. Yeah, no, I probably would have said something crazy, but I also
Well,
didn't.
and I'll also be upfront and honest. Like, there's some people I know that are very religious. One of my friends' father runs a church too, not the same one I was talking about before, but she's probably one of the most sexually dirty person I know. With her husband, like, she's with her husband, she's married, but, like, she's very vocally open about, like, her thoughts when she's having them, and it's hilarious. So, just because of that doesn't mean you can't that's why it annoys me so much. You can be Christian and still joke
Yes,
around,
you
and
can.
you know what I mean? And
100%.
that's the problem because everyone I don't know chat, you get my back on this, okay? How many times have you heard people say things like, "Those Christian girls, those are the crazy ones"?
Yeah.
Because I swear, I have known so many who are just very outwardly, like, flirtatious and joke about that. Like, it's just it was almost like a direct association with people who were, religious, as if it was kinda like because 'cause they're so religious, then when they have a chance to, like, get crazy, they do. Like, it was always that vibe. So, I don't think that it would have been weird at all. Yeah, preacher's daughter. Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Visit
And the
the
thing
preacher
is like I think
when Johnny would visit, he'd come along.
I love
Took
it. I
took
feel
over.
but I do feel like I think that I wanna give her grace on this. It's just the fact that everything else that she's done. But anyway,
Yeah.
this is we all love the tea. I'm gonna push play.
But yeah, this just is a new Christian. She's got her nipples right out on the dinner table, and she takes a picture of it. And she's just like, I have to share these with like everybody. It's like the Christian thing to do. And Erika Kirk evidently is loving it. I mean, loving it. So please don't forget to hit that like button. It does help me out so very much. And I'm also trying to reach 1 million subscribers by the weekend. We only have like a couple hours to go. So please subscribe if you're new.
Yeah,
Okay.
subscribe, guys.
It
Guys.
says, did you eat a bag of
The like
sugar?
button.
Because your smile
She said it, not me.
I've ever seen. And Erika says, bags of sugar as in you, then yes. And then she says, wait, that sounds wrong, but I'm embracing it. So you did, you would, you didn't, but thought about it. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know how she can even figure out what her sexuality is because she's got me so confused right now. So this goes to without the dude, and Sid says to Erika, yeah, not any worse than touching your teeth, and that's in quotes. So I guess somebody said that. And Erika says,
Weird
touch
statement.
all 32 of them. And then Sid says, just now seeing this comment, 32, can't wait. And Erika says, one by one. Can't
that's
skip
getting a
forward
little
or go
It's
back.
like but, like, touching all 32 of
let's be
your teeth
honest
is the
about me
weirdest
right here.
pickup line I've ever heard.
I would literally never say this. The back one, I was like, yeah, I'd hype a girl up maybe. But then this one I was like, all right, this is giving
This
serial
one's
killer.
just weird. This one,
Giving
yeah, serial killer, like,
killer.
I'm gonna collect teeth. I just keep her teeth around, in a vial around my neck.
Yeah. Oof. Yep. It puts the lotion in the that's what it's
That's
giving.
clearly an inside joke.
Or something. We don't know. We'll just let her
These
do.
are steamy. We've got Erika just looking up into the sky, and it's just a showstopper for Sid because Sid says, I want to get to know you in depth. And Erika says, so deep. Sid says, can't touch the bottom, or can I? And she even put the peach emoji. Oh my God. And Erika says, touch what bottom? And
I
his
love
friend
this lady.
says, Erika Kirk. And Sid says, are you an alien because your face is out of this world? And Erika says, you can always ride my spaceship. That's like a really friendly. She's such a good friend. And this is probably my favorite one because it really does show what a ratchet, trifling ass.
Okay, this one. Okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to stop. We can all see it. The rest I could give. But girl, what the heck is with the cat emojis?
What? Wait,
Oh,
what?
she's like that ratchet ass. I saw the funniest meme and
love
it was
this
just
lady.
it was just a dude and it's like when you see the UFO fly by but they don't stop and it's like you raggedy bitch like for not stopping. Like,
What? You didn't get all of our major government systems really quick? Darn it. I love this. Erika moves on quicker than a new NFL jerk. I swear this is like watching the Real Housewives of Washington, D.C. Like, I don't know what we're seeing here, but it is a mess, y'all.
The Real
I'm just
Housewives of
saying.
the right and the left.
Yeah, it's mainly, yeah, what the hell are we seeing? Okay, this one's wrong, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. What are we inferring with the cat emoji? Obviously, something's weird here. And it was her saying it, not the girl Sid saying happy anniversary. What's going on with the cat emojis? What else could that be? Someone fill in the blank. Oh my gosh. You are too much. Anything with a Polish air. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Yes, Bride of Chucky, this woman truly is. This is a picture that was evidently posted around her and Charlie's anniversary, and Sid says, you know, happy anniversary, and she shows some love. And Erika posts kitty cats. So
Well, it's Erika's
disrespectful,
anniversary, and she didn't post
and
eggplant ones, so that's
especially
kind of
when
weird.
you seem to have at least bisexual, if not gay,
It's just doing circles. Sorry, guys.
tendencies. Okay, literally on your anniversary. This is what you're posting. This is so ratchet. I can't imagine.
It does
Are they
not like you talking about
I
Erika.
swear, StreamYard
Charlie
hates
Kirk being
me.
even the slightest bit
We'll just have to
interested
start calling her Schmerishma.
commenting on other people's social media accounts.
It doesn't work.
Anytime
You
I
can't
play
do it
her.
that way.
Behind his back,
Schmerishma.
but in front of the entire world. This is just my personal opinion, obviously.
Right, I'm done. You mean Schmegma? That's what you reminded me of.
Schmegma's bad.
Schmegma. I know, I'm sorry.
One of my friends, Megan, I used to always call her Schmegma.
Oh, with friends like these. Okay, if I was dating. Okay, wait a second. Here's what Zero says. Come on, ladies. Cat. Say. Oh, yep. We know. We know. All right. If I was dating Erika, alternate. I cannot. I cannot.
Is that where the term
I agree
Rick
with this,
came
Paul.
from?
I will say this from the mountaintops. She does not. She probably had something happen to her, and it actually makes me sad, but there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's funny. All right. Erika Irk.
Erika
love
Irk.
it. That's too funny. Oh my gosh. Good video recommendation. Thank you so much, Snoops. I'm gonna blame you though also for me outing myself that I probably would have put something a little I don't know. I just felt like back then it was okay to be a little bit more weird. Now it's like you kind of know the ramifications of things and people will take it exactly like we're taking it. And then you're like, well, shit, I was just playing, y'all. Like, so I don't know. Okay, wait. Is this really her account? I think so. I think it was. All right, fake
I'm
marriage.
looking right now because I've gone through her account quite a lot. I'm pretty sure it.
Some people have been good at scrubbing these, but they're hard to do. Is this really
It
her
looks like
account?
she may have finally scrubbed her highlight reels because those were still full the last time, which is where that one where it said which if you could tell yourself anything from 5 years ago, what would it be? And it said, don't try coke. Don't try
Yes.
cocaine. I don't think that one's there anymore.
Man. Well, and I know that she thought herself to be quite funny, but it sucks that it didn't age well for her. Can you imagine if Erika dated Kurt Cobain? She'd monetize the shotgun for all it's worth. Well, didn't you hear? Yeah, I'm sure you went down that Kurt Cobain rabbit hole. Some new stuff just came out about it, I thought.
I know. Do you recall Candace had said that Courtney Love had reached out to her in regards to things that were suspicious about his death? She had mentioned it in one of her episodes that Courtney Love specifically reached out to her, and I was always like, did she now?
Well, what's weird is it's been after that now that people are drawing some parallels to Courtney Love and some very interesting things. Here's the issue. Erika portrays herself like this. That scene where Maid Marian reveals she's wearing a metal chastity belt and they joke about needing a locksmith. Yeah, I agree.
I'm so happy. That's one of my favorite movies.
Oh yes, this Courtney was the original character. Amen. That is my vibe about it. I know other people really felt that way, but I thought more stuff came out. I just don't really dive into that. Yes, Daddy was in the CIA or something. Like she had really weird ties. I don't know all of it because I haven't taken an interest in it yet. Don't try anything nowadays. Everything has fentanyl in it.
Yeah,
More
no
sinister.
kidding.
Okay, let's
To
see
be
this.
honest, I actually vibe
Courtney?
with that because as much as like I know Courtney Love had a bad rep, and I don't know, maybe she is involved in whatever, but she doesn't quite give me the same
No.
vibes. It's not as manipulative. She was like someone who just seemed like she kind of like chose the rough path in life versus like, you know what I mean? It's a very different vibe when someone's pretending to be holier than thou, but acting a different way, whereas she never really pretended to be that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's very different in that sense.
It is. And a lot of those women that may be associated with stuff like that. Like you can think of Britney Spears, you can think of Amanda Bynes. We've seen kind of a similar like kind of vibe about people. If they've been in contact with some of these type of programs. So I think unfortunately, I think Erika Kirk made it out better than some of these other people. But she's
Demi
looking for all the
Lovato,
ick.
she went through a thing too.
She did. Oh, this is funny. Courtney was a street urchin. That's so funny. Professor Hoodoo, you're so funny. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it
See,
was changed
Stacey, I knew
recently. It was
something was
homicide.
changed to I'm surprised they would unveil that box of worms when it's already been,
Oh, but we just need something else to focus on.
amen. Courtney Love, at least she puts her kid first and not running the money. Yeah, where are the kids? I've always wondered that. I agree. Hundo. I got a hundo. Awesome. I'm trying to see if I had anything else. I think I did. I have tons of crap.
I mean, I always have other stuff. What are
Oh,
you
I got
guys
one.
looking at these days? What is anything on your radars?
Yes. Well, did you know that recently, there's a new amendment proposed to Congress allowing a third term to a president. It was put in process on January 23rd. I don't know
I
if you guys
saw
heard
that.
that.
I did see that.
But
Yep.
unfortunately, they're trying to get a third term. Is anyone surprised though? Because Miriam Adelson said she would fund a third term. So I'll just drop that there. See how you guys think. Okay, wait. If you analyze Candace marriage, it sounds very similar to Charlie and Erika, the reasons they go together. Yeah, people have questioned that for quite some time. So I have mixed feelings on that because I do know there are cases where you would marry someone quickly, especially if you're trying to stick to your religious ideals. In this case, so it would be a very good cover.
You could share that
I would need to know more.
that video you sent me earlier about the glasses, the face, like Zuckerberg.
I gotta remember which
When
one I sent you.
the identifying
Oh,
people.
yes.
Play that. I
Oh,
think that's one
Lord.
you want to see.
Oh, Lord, yes. All right. Let me find it.
Do you want me to put it in the Discord?
You might need to.
I got
Oh,
you,
I found
boo.
it. I
Okay.
found it. Copy.
This is the scariest thing that I've
This is
seen lately,
creepy.
I think.
This is pretty creepy. Good call. All right, this is James Lee. We love James Lee. Big fan. There's a ton of stuff he's put out lately that's been really good.
Address?
A ton of stuff.
Valley?
Mark Zuckerberg has just added facial recognition to its smart glasses and hopes the public is too distracted by political turmoil to care. With an internal memo reading, quote, "We will launch during a dynamic political environment where many civil society groups that we would expect to attack us would have their resources focused on other concerns."
To use it, you just put the glasses on, then as you walk by people, the glasses will detect when somebody's face is in frame. This photo is used to analyze them, and after a few seconds, their personal information pops up on your phone. Cambridge Community Foundation. Oh, hi.
Oh, they don't like this one.
No?
It doesn't.
Wait, are you Betsy? Yes. Oh. Okay, I think I met you through like the Cambridge Community Foundation, right?
And not only are they identifying people through the glasses, if you're one of the people wearing the glasses, you are being watched as well. Quote, the investigation found that much of the footage captured by Meta smart glasses, of which more than 7 million pairs have reportedly been sold, is being reviewed by contract workers at a Kenya-based company called Sama. They say that sensitive and personal footage captured by the devices, including people going to the bathroom, getting dressed, and having sex, is being reviewed by contractors who see all of it uncensored. Well, what could possibly go wrong, y'all?
Well,
Bro.
insane.
It's too much. I mean, they just like to kick
I
the ball
don't know
around.
how it would even be legal. Like, this cannot
I
be
don't either.
legal. This is essentially like stalker level, like on a platter. You know,
It's so
like this
bad.
is like your stalker doesn't even need to try anymore.
I like that comment, predator glasses. You're right. Because
Mhm.
the thing is, they said you could see someone while they're going to the bathroom. Well, does that mean they can see through doors? That's what I want to know. What does that mean? What kind of technology is in this?
I like that it's weird how Candace's episodes
Yep.
yeah, because this is exactly what we kinda say a lot where, you know, we like to kinda lump together a lot of the things that have come up over the months because that's exactly right. A lot of it seems benign, but when you lie about little things over and over and over, and it's like every other conversation, and I pointed this out the last time we were talking, if you were to add up like all of the things that we've been talking about in regards to Erika Kirk and the lies or whatever, if you were to cumulatively add all of that information up, how much time are we talking about analyzing here? In you know what I mean? Like of information that we've been able to watch and consume. Like in total, maybe like a day, maybe like 24, 48 hours, 72 hours max of time that like we've talked about these moments that have taken place over the last however many months, and that's just over 6 months of what has happened in the in between, you know? And that's the problem. It seems like, whatever, so what? So she said that, or so she did that. Yeah, so. We've done that how many times though? You know? And that's just like what we've seen.
Yeah, we talked about death by 1,000 paper cuts. Like, how many times are you gonna ask the
And
public
it's
for their
perfect because
goodwill?
that's why people still support her and they still think that it's crazy because they're not thinking about it because they're too busy with life and they just hear stuff in between, and when they hear that one thing, you know, and then 3 weeks earlier or something else, like, whatever, so she ate a pack of bubble gum and it was from this company, like, I don't care, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like it sounds like small potatoes because they're too busy to pay attention to all of it together.
Yeah, it's so true. Also, I like this comment. Kim said that she knows that she and Charlie both receive handlers after their trip to Israel. 100%. I'm sure that would be a turning point. Now, if I were Candace, I think I would probably prefer my handler as George Farmer because he at least has, kind of quite a bit of influence, and
Yeah, right?
most likely is one of the reasons why she didn't get, taken off the globe already with all those threats she has. So, in some way, I'm sure she is being protected, even if she can't say everything she knows. But I will say, I think she knows and can say a lot more than you'd imagine because she's dropped hints about a book that's, pretty in detail on this whole Zionist agenda thing. And the only reason I know she's had to have read it because it's how she knows the information that she says in her videos, and she only says a little bit, but it basically talks about how Israel came to be, and she talks about some of that stuff, like she threads it in little by little, all the
She's
info she
really
knows.
it's I
Very
will
smart about it.
say, if there was anything that made you pause to question if she was involved in anything, it's the pure control that that woman has. Like, the control over what she's giving for information and her ability to pace herself is very impressive, and it's not a skill that most of us have. Most of us, if we find something that feels like some kind of smoking gun, we're like, "I can't keep it to myself." She's very controlled, and it's a very impressive skill that she has, I will give her that.
She does, and she knows what
I
she's
don't
doing.
fucking have it at all.
No, you guys will hear me talk about every family under the book that I know exists, so very, very loudly, and I'll get kicked off my
The
stream
second
like
I hear
always.
something like, "Did everybody hear it? Did you hear it? I need to tell everyone."
No, me too, and I send you a voice note about it. Okay, look into the business involved in Candace's marriage. Business in Candace's marriage. You got a name by chance?
Wait, what?
This is
Looking into
a
business involving
Yeah, but we'll take any info from anywhere. Yeah, I agree. Because if you should vet all of your sources. Anything I say, anything Rogue says, and you might have to dig deep. You need to, if you're vetting my sources, go to archive.org. You
Well, and the
cannot use
reality is a
ChatGPT.
lot of the times, the stuff that we're told by the people who are manipulating us is still the truth. They're just giving it to us in a way that's manipulating the situation. They're giving us the truth. It's just in a way that makes you not really know whether it is, or in a way that's deceiving you along the lines of something else. So it's a lot easier to be honest seeming if your information is truthful, but it depends on what the context is and what's surrounding the information that causes the psyop, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I like this. She definitely has M16 protection. Amen, Mike. Paul, good perspective. Those glasses mean you can approach women and pretend you know them and have met them before. Very bad for women's safety.
And kids.
Agree. Yeah, kids is even worse. That's why you got to keep your kids off the internet if you can. If you can. My son's on like a few things and I didn't like that. I'm very picky about that stuff. Stacy said, my handler said, you're still living, aren't you? Well, there's that. Yeah, don't they talk like that? They're kind of narcissistic too. I'm sorry to hear that though. Hey ladies, how can this be legal? If you fail to read the terms of service, like everyone, does they click to accept activate the glasses strips of your rights via the TOS contract? If you think about it, is anyone who's in these these glasses, do they consent to that? No. I know I
Well, and
didn't.
how can anybody who's like being viewed through the glasses
That's what I
consent
meant.
when they're yeah.
Yeah.
But that immediately made me think of the South Park episode where they just are like, "You just accepted that?" Like the pages of terms and agreements. It's like, "Yeah, I thought everyone did." It's like, "No, I read it." Like, who's reading that?
I've literally barely ever watched South Park, but I know exactly what you're talking about. That was such an epic. Yeah, you did a great job on that even.
So funny.
Agree. I'm probably not going to read this word, but yes, she probably has some good security. And we know it's not from our favorite ally. Okay, crazy how smooth she puts it out slowly, and then she nets and pulls all the
Yeah.
wires. I will say
And it's amazing how many people fall into it and don't even like, come on, guys. It's been years of her doing this and you're still falling for it.
Yeah, and the thing is the people in this political sphere are just not used to people who actually tell the truth and will find it. They're used to just talking blah 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 nonsense, illogical, no reason. And they expect you to come with reason because that's how they'll get you. They'll say, "Oh, well, you didn't say this," but they never talk in that way. It's so fricked. So I think Candace does a good job. It's still the truth, and they're doing it out in the open. We have discussed this at length. Amen. Zero. Candace is so controlled with Inco because you has it all from the beginning. Yeah, she probably doesn't have it all from the beginning, actually.
Well, I'm
Like,
sure she does have a lot, though, that she's probably piecing together from personal knowledge from her relationship with all of these people. So I'm sure there is a part of it that's, trickling down from past experience, and that does allow her to probably, if it's something she's already known for a while, it's probably easier to sit on it than it's not so exciting when it's like, "Oh, I remember that." You know what I mean?
right. Watch the First Amendment auditors, no right to privacy once you walk out your door. I probably should watch that. Good suggestion, Nana. Candace will need to do a MJ and go and live in the countryside of Ireland for 12 months. They still got him, unfortunately. I love that his song, though, They Don't Care About Us, is going
Oh,
around
it's so
again.
good. My
I
God, the
listen to it
lyrics in
every
that.
day again.
I love it.
It's such a good. Oh, I hope you guys
And
saw
how
80 Feet's
connected to
video too.
current stuff. It's so crazy.
Well, and he knew all of it. He knew so much because he was battling the same
Those
people that
words in
control
that
everything
song are
else.
so freaking hardcore.
Yeah. Did you know that Candace was threatened? FBI made arrests. New Jersey in May 2025. He pled guilty a few months ago. I didn't know that
I
on
didn't
this
know
one.
about that part of it. I didn't know the
Stacy,
ending here.
you're such an OG. Okay.
Huh.
The wearer of the glasses accepts the terms of service of the glasses. There is likely verbiage is to legally absolve the creator of infringement into theirs. Clicking accept, you, the user, assume responsibility.
Interesting.
That's a good way to put it, Zero. He moved back to the US, though. He was safe in Ireland until he returned to Hollywood. Yes. Did you guys hear that to film that video, They Don't Care About Us? He had to go to Brazil, and then the cartel protected him. Like, I don't know.
Yep,
There's something weird behind that
yes,
story.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, that was interesting to me. Okay, I want to show you guys Trump's spiritual advisor. I think this is pretty icky, and I just want to see what you guys think.
It is icky.
Mandated to go to Israel before you get to heaven. And Prime Minister and First Lady Sarah, I'm just so honored to be sitting up here with, I believe, God's chosen for everyone.
Wherever I go, God rules. When I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds. When I go into the
I can't not make this face.
place becomes holy. I had every right and authority to declare the White House as holy ground because I was standing there, and where I stand is holy.
Yo, why is she grossing me out?
Saying no to President Trump would be saying no to God. And
Who the hell does she remind me of?
You need to send in $3,500. You need to send in $35,000. You need to send in that $100,000 check. If you do not write that PO box and you do not call that toll-free number and you do not become a ministry of sustainer, you will never see sustainment in your life, and your dream will die. Your call will.
I had to stop it. She's basically telling you send her all your money, or else God will not love you or bless you. I don't know if you've ever found that in the Bible. I have never found that. I know, at least if you're a Christian, this probably made you want to vomit in your mouth. This is probably what you're talking about, Paul, about the American preachers that you see. Yeah, we don't claim her, but Trump does, and that should make you all a little questioning on
She
his
100% sounds like she's doing a UFC SmackDown, like
Yes.
Smack Talk promo. And like her stomping and stuff, like stomping out onto the stage. I'm like, I don't know. I just get gross vibes.
Because
She
this
also
is
kind of sounded like what's her face? Joan Rivers.
She kind of did, but she kind of reminds me of it's called prosperity gospel. When you basically preach that if you like you'll get money if you do this and that, which it's not scripturally sound. Jesus says if rich men are basically the least likely people to make it to heaven. Just because it's a love of money. It really that's what it says. So when she's acting like this, it goes against scripture, and that's who's advising Trump. And she says Israel is the chosen people, that she respects the chosen people, even though she's a Christian. I just found that weird. Oh yeah, okay. You're Catholic, you vomited. Yeah. Yep. There are fraud cases involving Paula as well. Of course there are. Because if you're in this business, you are fraudulent. Albert Pike predicted World War III would be between Christians and Muslims. Trump reinstalled Albert Pike's statue. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Nice. Okay, that's gross. It's because they want to take out Christian and Muslims so they can be the chosen people.
100%.
Yes,
right?
I literally stopped. There was a couple more seconds. Oh, I guess 1 second left, and I thought, I can't. This made me sick. You're making me
She's
sick.
the one that I sent you, that one though, where she was like slamming the over and over again. Yeah,
We
she's
don't
so
claim
gross.
you. Satan claims
You're
you.
gross.
Baby. She
You're
looks like
gross.
yeah, Joshua Carr video on Candace's business marriage. Okay, good to know. Okay, I'll look that up. I'll be interested. I don't want to slam on Candace too much right now. I feel like she's taking on a pretty heavy burden, but it is always good to know where people stand. Okay, in fairness, Trump doesn't listen to spiritual advisors. That's a show. Bro, I love
What do
you,
you mean?
Mike.
He went to Israel and supposedly became Jewish a couple years ago, but then he started selling Bibles for Christians. So what is it? Which is it, sir?
All about a grifter where I'm from. Isn't the chosen there the burden? You guys can read. Allegedly. She speaks in tongues. That's demonic. You know, people argue this, and I do not know where I stand because I do think people are gifted, but what is tongues? I've never seen it. I don't know. That's not for me. That's between you and God, baby. I love this. Okay. Sorry guys. I'm getting sleepy now. Okay, did you guys hear that Trump changes his stance on trans surgery? So
I saw this.
He before just said no transgender mutilation surgery for children. And now it says no transgender mutilation surgery for children without the express written approval of the parents. Wasn't that already in place? Isn't that? I don't know. I feel like he's just completely flipped his own script
I
because
feel like every day he goes to work and they're like, here's the list of all the things that you need to work on today, his bosses. And then he
Yeah.
has to like go through, he has to like plan out his day according to what the boss says and then make sure he does
it
his
just
job right.
it feels like a humiliation ritual. Like I will say
It
that
really
over and
does.
over again. I can't. They do it in Hollywood. They do it in politics. It's to show you who's the boss. And it's just so sad. I don't know.
Oh, so Trump's not going to have the surgery now?
Aw, Trumpy.
Oh, but everything's getting so pulled down by gravity.
Wow. Yeah, I always wonder how these people can be on the public stage at this age. I just wouldn't want to do it. Okay.
He
Change how I
backtracked on
backtrack on
freaking
everything.
everything, dude. Everything.
At a certain point, you almost think like, we probably deserve this. I hate to say it, but man, the writing was on the frickin' wall, and everyone just had this unwavering hope for something that never happens. Oh, okay. Let's read this. Trump has his own silver shekel with his head on it called this Trump Cyrus. You can buy them. I found them on Google. Paul, way to ruin my night even more.
It's a shekel.
Get your 7 shekels.
Oh,
It's gone already. I don't know what we were talking about, but I believe you. It's midnight. I'm over here like I bet it's gone already. Yeah, Paul, don't hurt me. I mean, it's true though. All the shekels, all the little hats that I saw this video of them printing MAGA hats that were small.
were they really small? Yeah,
They were really small. Did you see
miniature
that?
caps, if you will? No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, Mike, thank you. We do deserve it. Third party will have to rise up. Yeah, I think it's embarrassing because like when you look back, he obviously took money so long ago from this banking cabal. He's been involved in so many weird things, and then he just said all the right things, and we were like, la la la, you're so right. I don't know. I wasn't even a big fan for a long time. Can we be real here? GJT starts talking about troops and the fabulous drapes, then a ballroom inside of 30 seconds. It's not a secret. Everyone knows. Is my brain not processing that right?
I don't know. I'm assuming he's referring to like just the constant like all over the place. I don't know.
I think
he does bring up the ballroom a lot. It's like, okay.
He does. After Charlie Kirk's death, here's the ballroom. Okay, what about this one? Trump and his little Tesla rat Elon is trying to interfere in our 2029 election in the UK. It's probably their masters that want to do that because they always do.
Yeah, we all know he's not making his own decisions. Come on.
He's not. Yeah, don't. Not for the right. If he has, does he have a rabbi?
I don't know what
by
the
him?
snake poem is. Yeah, what is this?
No, send that to me.
Snake poem.
Yeah, can you send that? Maybe he will do better in his third term. Shut up, Zero. Get out of here. I mean, if anything, this is going to be one of those times where I will think if he gets voted in, I will think someone played with that election. Like, and I won't take it either way when anyone says it about Joe Biden or Trump. I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, I voted Libertarian in 2016 too.
Voted Libertarian in 2016 before I voted Trump.
And I did the last two.
So
Yeah,
my state is Democrat dominated anyway. Yeah, what happened to the single statesman? Head of state. I'm into that now. Now that I know more. Now that I know what I know. Our voting system is wonk. Okay, if Trump gets a third term, I'm getting you girls a visa to the UK. Thank you. I'm coming. Is it any better there though? Could I actually say that? I have no idea.
I don't know. I feel like we're just doomed. I'm not saying forever, but I'm saying we're all in the same boat here, guys. I
you
really
know where
feel
I'm
that.
going?
And if we're not already there, you're right behind us. We're all in like a line, like a single file line. And
into the wood chipper.
Yeah.
We're all lined to the wood chipper.
Yeah.
If we don't take drastic actions against the banking cabal. Okay. Yeah, the snake poem. You knew I was a snake before you let me in. Oh, ouch. Ouch. That is also in my neck of the woods an analogy for the devil. So, okay. For the record, a third term will have zero voting, just erosion of the Constitution. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Not the UK. We were right that Teflon Don wasn't a politician. Teflon Don, go Stacey. He's one of their blackmailers and organized crime. Yes, this is one big mafia, okay? But it's so big, and it's probably like 9,500 people. And they all are in different parts of the world. And they all
Yeah,
get
exactly.
together at our meetings that we're never at and no one votes on.
It's so funny, right? Because I want to just take a moment and think, like, take what we're talking right now, and I don't feel like there's a lot of people saying this, right? Like, we have
Yeah.
people who talk online and they'll talk about, like, even if they disagree with Trump, they'll talk about that, or if they, disagree with the other side, they'll talk about that, but we don't really hear a lot of people who will at least just recognize the fact that this isn't just about America
Mm-mm.
and the parties, this is everything. And I appreciate that we're here having an actual conversation about it, because I don't know if I could go on YouTube and find a video of people talking about it other than a very select few.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you're back
agree
in the
because
line.
people don't want to get into the fact that where money and our money system comes from, it wasn't always like this. And I implore everyone to look into the old ways of money before the 1700s. Okay. Before we were under this cabal that has taken over every country, every time a country has refused the banking system that we are currently in, some version of it, one way or another, from the same families, they have been bombed and taken down, their monarchies overturned, everything. Anyone who's ever opposed this. And Iran's one of them, right? And Russia doesn't really care for it. And there's certain countries that are still trying to fight back. And unfortunately, like it's hard to vote your way out of this stuff because it goes so
Yeah.
far back and so many, at this point, hundreds of years. But I mean, it's sad. It didn't have to be like this. Our voting doesn't count anymore. The rich dictates our few. Yeah, and they always did to an extent. If you think about like a monarchy, but they typically, if we're just talking about history, they would actually care about the people under them, because the people under them would provide them with goods and services. So obviously they wouldn't want to be poisoned, or they wouldn't want whatever could happen to them. So they had general goodwill for the people they were over, and so it's just something to consider, that maybe we were indoctrinated to believe something that maybe you should reconsider what happened. Yeah, different mafias having each other's backs. Okay. Yes, I was going to say that you are being real on this channel. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're here. We're really grateful that everyone's here. Hype in the chat for these ladies laying down a realistic journalistic perspective, open to ideas that may or may not align with the core of their beliefs, yet accepting and unbiased. This is rare. Oh, zero. You're the sweetest. We love you.
But it's like that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've been able to sit back and watch like exactly this not happen, like, everywhere, and be like, why, like, I was saying too recently, I feel like there's been a shift, and I don't know if it was Charlie Kirk, like, that actually triggered the shift. I have a feeling it could be, but I feel like right after that is when I have seen a lot more people who I would consider independent or like whatever, coming and being vocal about it. Whereas before, I feel like a lot of people who consider themselves independent have always been kind of like non-political in general. It's almost like if you had to be political, it was one or the other, not like an independent. And so I feel like we're kind of getting to this point where it was like, all right, these logical people who use their mind and take every situation into consideration versus just being like, oh, this is the party I'm part of, I guess I got to go here. Those people are finally like, all right, guys, Jesus Christ, I guess we need to come here and start putting our foot down because nobody's doing it. And I'm glad that I feel like hopefully we're part of this new revolution of people who are hopefully instilling some common sense in the masses. And that, again, that's why if you're not subscribed and you're enjoying it, please subscribe to our channels. We're very small. And I don't say that even in the sense like, yes, I want to get monetized because I work a part-time job and juggling it is hard. But I say it mostly because I don't get that many views. Like, I'll make a video, I might get one that gets 26 views. I might get lucky and have one that makes a couple thousand. But genuinely, I think that we're at a point where we're doing it truly because we're hoping it makes an impact for the
Yeah.
right reasons. And it's hard to do that if you're not being seen. And we'll get there, but we also all can kind of agree it feels like we're in a moment that's really important to try and spread this as quickly as possible. I really do.
I agree. I think on top of that, reminder that, as Paul was saying, internet is an echo chamber, but other people don't think like you. So make sure you have conversations with your neighbors. Make sure you go up to your neighbors and
Mhm.
tell them that you care about them, that if anything were to happen, if anything ever happened, you would have their backs too. Because the thing is, when war happens over in another land, they want to also instill civil violence here and get us worked up and mad at our government that we're over there and blah blah blah. Well, we don't want other Americans, if you're in America, to be violent towards each other, right? It's not a left versus right issue. This is a huge globalism issue, and those people that are your neighbors who may tick you off every once in a while, they're still here with similar values, and try and remember that we don't want that type of fight. Like the fight is
Yeah.
against the big
Well,
guys.
and
It's not
think about
against
it the
your
same
your
way we
neighbors.
did when we were talking about 9/11 and how that really like brought people together. Like on the day of 9/11, you wouldn't have found somebody fighting in the street in New York City. I can tell you, I was there. You aren't going to walk out and see people arguing over some stupid shit in the street that day. They didn't care. If they didn't like you one day, they're still going to be like, get in the car and I'll take you up the street, whatever. Like that's how it is when that stuff actually happens. And we forget that in the day-to-day stuff, but the reality is if that shit came here again, we would be helping our neighbors because for the most part, we're all moral and nice. And so I think, we need to try to remember that stuff in the day-to-day because it takes over and it causes it's not even that it causes necessarily fighting between people. It does sometimes, but it causes a disconnect where we're not even listening to each other. And that's the problem. It's causing
Right.
this disconnect where we're not even capable of hearing someone out and listening without trying to find the part that I can argue with. Like these days, people who are like, I'm willing to listen to the other side. Sure, you are, but you're listening the same way they do in fucking Middle Ground on the Jubilee channel, where it's like everybody just waiting for a chance to find the one thing I can argue with because I know my point's right. You're not listening to obtain the information and critically think about it. And that's what we have to stop doing.
Yeah. I like this quote too, or this comment by Mike. And now we understand the false flag. Exactly. If there's going to be false flags that might happen over here, don't assume it's whoever they tell you on the news it's going to be. I'm sure everyone in our chat's not going to do that, but just talk to your neighbors about that stuff. If we can't get it out there, like try and have like a genuine conversation about, where we're at with things and be honest if you can, and just, have
And
these conversations with your
try
community.
again, this is again comes back to like this and having these live streams and having like minds come together. It can be really hard. We've talked about this before. It can be really hard to just spew all of the information you might have to someone who's not paying attention because it just isn't going to go over well. You'll either be thought of as crazy or obsessed or, there's a lot of situations like that. So while it's important to have these conversations and attempt to have them, also try to find the people that you can talk to about these things like this, because the ones that will be not an echo chamber, the ones that will provide an alternative potential direction or will agree with you at times, but is open to find those people, because what it will do is when you can have those conversations, it's going to empower you and make you feel, you know, like this is an important time. It's going to make you feel like you've found your tribe, but it's also going to allow you to, brainstorm with people who are on the same page as to how you can connect with those people. I've always said my parents are very conspiratorial, like to the point where you can't just sit down and have a conversation and expect anybody to walk away from that and be like, you were right, because it just doesn't work that way. But what they can do is have a bridge. Like we need people who will bridge the gap between the people who are way over here and see everything and want to just spit it all out and the people who see nothing at all, because you can't just collide those two together. You need someone who's going to come together and bridge the gap between the two, understand where these people are coming from, why they're not seeing it, why they're busy with life, why they're overwhelmed with all the information and they just can't retain it, and try to recognize the moments that might create a crack in the wall for them. But it takes time and sometimes a little bit of finesse, but it also takes like people who think and see things the same way you do. So you've got to find those people and try and get creative. Yeah, planting a seed, exactly.
I agree. And thanks, Zero. Ladies, keep this humble and honest approach to content. Whatever you shall call small will certainly be a thing of the past. Eventually, we will only be able to read supers. Yeah, God willing, that would be amazing. But even as long as we get enough people that know that, this is bigger than us. It's bigger than left versus right. It's bigger than just voting your way out of it. You've got to be informed before you can make these decisions. Like the first step would probably be getting people out, like not voting APAC people. That would be your absolute number one step. Check who's under APAC. We need to
I
fight
think we're
back on
seeing
that.
so many people come awake to that, though. That is the
Agreed,
biggest
but
turning
I have a
point.
couple other ones. So try and shop local. Try not to shop big corporations if you absolutely can. That way we can try and boost our own economy and stop giving back to these corporations who move all of their things overseas, who take from our economy. So try and go to your farmers market, support people locally as much as you can, and really think about where you purchase things. Now, we all purchase from Amazon, all of that, but I just mean like really try and support the people who are trying to make the difference local, because someday that could be all we have. You never know. So we want to make sure that we keep our supplies that in our local areas good, because I know our farmlands are getting drained by other companies. China's buying them all up. So we've got to be really intentional about how we support the people in America. So that's my biggest, maybe my biggest point to take away from this is make sure you are doing your part to support our economy locally. Oh, Stacy, I work in elections. They are rigged, but we'll work on that. That's at least vote the people out that give all of our money to another country.
I think at this point, a solid 75% of us recognize that elections are useless and don't mean anything.
Yeah, but we can try. We can at least try and get them to realize American interests still matter. That's what I believe. If we can at least put some foot down on some certain things. Ian's app buyer helps. Everything is owned by the big three. Agree.
Yeah.
Go get his app. Ian's stuff is always good. Go check out his web app too if you want to know more about the Epstein files. We didn't talk about it too much tonight, but always a good tool. Yeah. Well, guys, keep sharing our stream if you can, or just like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I feel like we've got a couple new folks in today, which is awesome. Thank you guys for being here.
Fun. This was a great one.
It was really fun, super long too. So appreciate you guys all who stuck to the very end. Like y'all, like you were ride or die.
I know we're always like, I can't watch all of Baron's live streams. They're too long. And here we are. It's like the
Just
same amount of time.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I'm going to call
Thank
it.
you guys. I appreciate everyone.
All right. Bye,
And we'll
y'all.
do this again soon. Bye.
We will. Bye.